Oh, I was still headbanging. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Gamers Council. I am running the show tonight, so if there's any screw-ups, it's Dave's fault because he wasn't here. But he's muted right now because he's got a jingle dog that's around him. But he is in the Smoky Mountains right now. I think Tennessee, correct, Dave? So yep. He's I don't know what's happening. He's nodding. I don't know what's going on.
Yes.
There he is.
I had to hit the mute button. Sorry.
No, you're good. But so tonight, obviously, we're going to be talking about Starfield amongst other things, but let's get into who we got here with us tonight. I got helping me co-host is Silent Cypher, who's helped us out before when I wasn't here, so appreciate that. Welcome, Cypher. How you doing, buddy?
Doing great. Thanks again for the invite. It's awesome to be hanging out with you guys this evening. It's been a heck of a week, playing a lot of Starfield. Hopefully I'll get to play some more here in the next couple of days. I've been in a little bit with withdrawals the last couple of days trying to play catch up on chores around the house, but it's awesome. It's great to be with you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course we got Hargeet Chani here. I like to just go Hargeet. I don't know why. I think I stole that from another podcast, but welcome, brother. Thanks for coming tonight. Appreciate it, sir.
Yeah, it's great to be here. Same thing. I've just been playing Starfield, and Starfield is work. No sleep, really. Sleep is just optional. Starfield. I think like total, since it came out, I might have gotten like 14 hours of sleep.
Sounds
playing
very familiar.
Stay way up. Like I get an hour or something at 45 minutes, and then I'm back to like work, and then now back to Starfield.
Yeah, absolutely. Like,
but the game sucks. It's absolutely terrible.
The game is terrible. It's super addicting, but yeah, it's crap. I mean, let's be honest. IGN was being charitable with that 7. The game. I know I've played it for over 3 days, but it's not great. I mean, who else would waste that much time playing a shitty game but me?
You know, we should have known. We should have known by how crappy a title screen it was that this game was going to be rushed.
Yes,
that's right.
But you know, we benefit of the doubt. We expected it was going to be better. 7 out of 10.
Yeah, yes. I love the reviews where it's like I played like new game plus like 4 times, but the game's bad. Wait, what?
Yeah. Like, what? How is it possible? Yeah. So there's definitely some weird takes out there for sure. And we're gonna talk about that. Obviously, we're gonna talk about PlayStation for this year and their lack of first party titles. We'll talk about some other stuff, but this show probably won't be as long as usual unless we go off on a tangent, and then it'll be 2+ hours. I don't know, but there wasn't too much going on this week in the news outside of Starfield just kicking butt left and right, in my opinion. But it's been a controversial game. Like no surprise that an Xbox first party exclusive that's supposed to move the needle and make things happen is controversial. I'm shocked that we're seeing, and I called it too. I effing called it on Boom Show. I told y'all, I said, expect some hate to come from Kotaku and PC Gamer, and they've done it twice. PC Gamer, I fucking told y'all. I told you they flipped the script on Xbox. Something is going over there. They need the clicks. IGN's just like, I just expect IGN to crap on it with the whole Dan thing. He's got a reputation for doing these sort of things, and I don't want to, people bring up his score for Fallout. That's great. That was before who owned Bethesda. So I think it's just a different story now. And we know Dan has talked shit about the Xbox platform behind the scenes, got caught accidentally with a live feed. Got caught talking shit. So how is that guy reviewing for Xbox? I don't know. I guess I know a lot of the people I respect at IGN back Dan up because they have to. Like you're not going to get like Destin. You're not going to get these other people who are like, fuck that guy. I mean, these literally, he's above most of these people anyways. So you're not going to get a fellow employee who's going to go out of their way and put their job on the line and say, you know what? Fuck that guy. It's not going to happen. You know what I mean? They want to keep their jobs, and it is what it is.
So
Good.
that's why you do the same thing that Destin did, and you spin off onto doing your
Yeah.
own content, and you build your own following. So when you
Mm-hmm.
come at odds with them and you have a differing opinion and you want to stand it up, and
You got
you've
a platform.
background, you have a platform to fall back on, and you can just give them the finger and you can back on out of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
He gave him the finger, but Travis came on, Ty Guy Travis came on to Risket's show, and he did mention that he would have given it an 8.
Okay.
Which is
Yeah.
at least reasonable. It's still
I'm
nines,
okay. I'm okay with 8. I think that's more than fair. I've come across my fair share of some bugs and some game break-in just freezes. I've had a lot. I've had more than most from what I'm gather on the Series X especially. But that doesn't, it's not killing my enjoyment of the game. Like it's Bethesda. I mean, honestly, I expected this. I said from the get-go, if there's not bugs, I'll bet anyone any amount of money there's going to be bugs, even if it's the best.
Sounds
Bethesda
like RHETRI is a shill.
Am I turning into a PlayStation guy?
It's commonplace though these days. We expect almost every new release is going to have bugs, right? That doesn't necessarily destroy its score. Now, a major exception to that was Cyberpunk, but that was like just horribly broken, right? It was like you're not even able to play this. It's just terrible. What is this on old gen, right? On next gen, it was okay. On PC, it was okay. And if they had just staggered the release like Baldur's Gate, or Hogwarts, hey, when we get a clean enough version for old gen, we'll give it to you, right? It might have been a different story, but no, they decided to release it all at the same time, and it was just bad on the old gen. It's still rated pretty well for mostly it rated pretty well. And then some people went back and said, yeah, but on old gen, this sucks. It's like 2 points lower, right? Or, from a 9 to a 7, because it's just bad. But outside of that, like Jedi Survivor came out, it had issues, and you can just go on and on and on, right? There's so many games that just come out. Horizon, Forbidden West had issues. Did we, no, that's like a 6. No, it's not, right? The game itself is good. Yep, it had a few bugs. Fair enough. They'll iron them out. It's not the end of the world. That's just kind of the way it is now. We just expect that, right?
Yeah. I mean, I guess just to kind of push back on that, like I do expect it. Like I expected it for this game, especially. But is it okay to just, expect it and let it go this day and age where like I know like almost every game is kind of coming out not broken, but with a lot of issues where, patch 1 point, whatever comes out after the fact. Do you guys think that that's, it doesn't feel like it's going away. I think that's just the new norm. But do you think that's something that we should be pounding our chests over and like going after the publishers and the devs
but
about?
I'm not sure it needs to be specifically Bethesda's game, because we already know Bethesda has Bethesda anyway, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So of all the games, this should not be the case in point. Like if you're gonna pick one, EA might be a good one to go after.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Amen.
Or maybe I don't know. Like they pick one of those that like they just do this all the time. I mean, Microsoft has been very good at like saying if you need more time, take more time, right? So like I'm not sure they'd be the ones I'd go after, but like this specific game, Bethesda, really, it's the best like they've come up with it at launch. So like I don't know why this would be the one you'd go after for that specific reason. But I agree, as far as an industry, it's becoming a norm because it works. People still buy the game.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah.
So if it doesn't work, then sure. What didn't work is making it $70. That actually did reduce the number of sales, but the revenue went up, so it worked again. So
yeah, that's true. I was definitely one of those people who was like, I don't like this $70 a game thing. And I had all the old school guys tell me, well, back in the day, and I am an old school guy, so I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Games are $80, $90. I'm like, maybe for you, but I guess I didn't buy anything brand new because I honestly cannot remember a single fucking game that I paid more than $60 for. I can't recall a single one. So
I'm
I
pretty
must
sure
have
You're
just
I paid
old.
more for Zelda, like the gold cartridge Zelda and Zelda 2. Like that, I
Oh,
think
yeah.
I paid more.
see. I had that, but I must have got it used because I remember that gold
I
because
got,
that's like stuck
Band-Aid.
in my head. Yeah, I mean,
Well, Retro's cheap.
Hargeet's like, I got raked over the coals for that one. Worth it. Still
Oh, my
probably
goodness.
one of my favorite Zeldas ever. Just that
Yeah.
one sticks in my head. But yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe we didn't have a ton of money growing up. You know, my parents spent money in other areas. So
Like food.
like say like a roof and like
Highly
surviving.
overrated.
You know that shit.
Highly overrated.
Minor things.
Who
Like
needs
food,
that?
water.
Come on.
Yeah, drink out of the hose. That's what we did in the 80s. We drank out of the hose like fucking
Yes, we
gangsters.
did.
You bunch of
Yeah.
wusses.
Yeah, no, we didn't have water.
Exactly.
We didn't have water
With your
filters.
filtered
back
water.
Then. We just drank
Yeah.
it right out of the hose. That
You're
was
damn straight.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure we all have cancer now because of it, but that's what we did.
That's
Well, yeah,
hardcore
you know,
gaming.
Apparently, Hargeet, you and me are the exception to the rule from when we were on the Iron Lords,
Yeah,
and we were like, apparently we were rolling in the money, and I'm like, no,
Not really,
it's
no.
just a little better off, maybe. I don't know, but you know, I don't know what to tell you. But people, after that interview, people coming to me like, oh man, you had that money, you had everything. I'm like, no.
it's all those Microsoft.
Well, I guess
I
checks
had
that
nothing
you guys are
else but
cashing.
games.
You're right. Yeah.
That's it.
I guess if you have like one hobby, like I played a lot of sports, so I was touching grass a lot as a kid. So you know what I'm saying? So like
That has money in it.
like video games I loved, but it wasn't the thing for me growing up. Like sports was number one, and then video games was probably a close second. So like, you know, it's when you're, you know, when you get older and you're adult, instead of me like golfing, like I play video games. That's like where my money goes, right? Instead of like buying, you know, nice cars and stuff, I'm like, whoa, I need all those games, so that's where my money goes. But yeah, let's get into poor Sony. I mean, what a rough year for them, selling like crazy with no fucking games. I don't know, how do they do it? And that's kind of, yeah. I mean, that's Hargeet. I think that's exactly what it is. I think, you know, I think it was Bill Gates that said, it's the Sony people would, if the name Sony there, they buy bricks from them. Like they would literally buy a brick as long as it was, you know, sold by Sony, which I kind of think is true. And I think to your point, like name recognition goes a long way. Like we know in the upper echelon of like brand names where Sony sits versus Xbox, it's not even close. You know, Sony's a worldwide recognized brand. When people say PlayStation, nobody balks. Everyone knows exactly what you're talking about. I'm pretty sure it's kind of the same with Xbox, but they're leagues apart. I can't remember where Xbox was. I don't know if it was in the 50s or it was bad. It was low. But what do you guys think? Do you think it's? I'll go to you first, Cypher. Do you think this is a big deal for Sony having one first party game come out this year? We lived it as Xbox guys. 2000 last year. I mean, it feels like a long time ago, but it wasn't. It was literally last year. We didn't have much of anything going on first party side for Xbox. Do you think this is a big deal on the Sony side, or do you think it doesn't matter?
If you listen to the vocal minority, it's hell and brimstone, right? Like Sony's doomed. God forbid they have a horrible year. But like you said, we've lived through this before, right? Like we've seen this. So this isn't anything new for us. We've seen the bounce back. These things happen throughout the different generations. We see that ebb and flow between the two different companies, or occasionally Nintendo, if they choose to join in on the conversation. Usually they're off just doing their own thing, raking in cash, while Sony and Microsoft are going back and forth. But do I think it's really going to affect anything ultimately? No. Do I think that this will maybe make them look at their playbook and maybe assess how they're approaching things? Yes. You know, the competition's always going to benefit us. as far as the
Yeah.
actual like purchasers, the consumers. We're going to see a value from this, because if Sony or Microsoft ends up getting arrogant with their approach, with their current stance, there's always a chance that they're going to get kicked in the shins, they're going to get knocked off the ladder, and they're going to have to reassess where they are. And that's good
Right.
for us. I do think we'll see maybe a more, I don't know, maybe a more aggressive Sony in the process, just because, you know, you look at a year like now, and yes, like Microsoft had Starfield. Microsoft has a handful of other games that are coming out this year too. This is going to be a big thing for them. This is a good year for them. But we have seen those bad years as well. And each company always takes advantage of those down years whenever they come, right? So I think, I mean, is it going to affect Sony as a whole? No. Personally, I don't think so. But it might encourage them to maybe be more aggressive and make sure that they've got stuff better lined up in the future.
Right. Yeah, I'm with you. Let me bring up this super chat real quick. This is from Jax82 with the $2 super chat. Is PlayStation 2023 like Xbox 2022 or similar? I mean,
Yes.
yeah, to a point. Yeah, it's technically Xbox was worse off because, you know, Spider-Man 2 is a huge game. So Xbox didn't even have a single big AAA first party game last year at all.
So I would say it's like PlayStation's 2021, where they had one first party. Well, they had two. MLB The Show comes out every year, but they had one game, which is Ratchet and Clank. Then they had Returnal, which they like. I don't know if you want to count it or not. They bought the studio.
Can't count it. Yeah, it can't. Right? Yeah, so they did it after the fact, so we can't really
sort
count
of
that.
Right? But
yeah.
But they banked on exclusive, deals, right? So okay, when Xbox does it, it doesn't count, but when PlayStation does it, of course, it counts. So.
Yeah, Hargeet is not wrong when he says that. He laughs, but he's 100% right. Because I read an article the other day that talked about all the exclusives that were coming to PlayStation this year. And they talked about, they were talking first party, and then went on to list 6 games, 5 or obviously third party or second party deals. And I'm like, how can you do, what are you talking about, brother? Like, it's fine that they're exclusives. Like, that's what out of Sony's playbook, and, God bless them for doing that. It works for them. But how you write an article that talks, like, literally talking, I'm pretty sure it was Game Rant, talking first party, and then lists 5 in a row that are not first party and goes, and Spider-Man. And it's a great year for PlayStation gamers. Like, cool. Like, we know third party stuff sells better anyways, but,
you got to think of one thing, though, and that's the MLB The Show.
Yeah.
It may be from Sony, but it's no longer an exclusive, especially when it comes to Game Pass. So, in other words, would you really count that as a game?
I mean, I'll count it as first-party output, right? Just
first-party output. Yeah.
Minecraft Legends comes out. It's everywhere. And fine.
Oh, yeah.
Fine. It's still first-party output.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. Fair enough.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Hargeet on that. Like, it depends on like what we're talking about. If we're talking exclusive versus just first, and I'm talking first party output, but it's there's 2 different kind of arguments you can have there if you're talking first party output versus like these other deals and exclusivity. Because obviously we get the best deal on MLB. I'm not even a big fan of that game, but I tried it. I played it and it's weird because I'm a baseball fan. Like, I grew up, I'm a Red Sox guy. Like, I was baseball, football were my things. But, it's funny to see. I guess if I was a PlayStation shill, I'd be pissed about the MLB thing. If I liked MLB, I'd be livid that the other guys over here are getting it in Game Pass and I'm not getting on any service. I'd be bullshit. Like, where's the outrage for stuff like that? How crazy, like, if you were to do that, just get like a Series S just so you can play like MLB every year, on the cheap for through Game Pass, and soon to be like COD, because a lot of these guys who play COD are also like sports guys too. So you got a lot of these guys kind of in the same kind of niche, at least, where they'll play just a Madden, NFL, NBA, all the sports games, and then COD. And those,
EA is
it's
part of Game Pass, and
exactly we're eating all that stuff you can get in Game Pass. You just, especially with the EA stuff, just wait 6 months and boom, it's there. Like you don't even have to wait that long anymore. It's crazy. 6 months to a year every single time that hits Game Pass, like almost guaranteed. It's like literally almost guaranteed. I can almost tell you to the day when it's going to show up.
It's literally exactly from Jim Ryan's playbook. In what he said in that last showcase that they did, right, is it's literally just blind following and support for the sake of supporting the Sony brand. Like he even said it. He's like, thank you for your unwavering support and blah 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 blah. And it's just like, man, like
they might as well have a freaking flag and an anthem.
100%. Like it's so sketchy, and it's literally
I love it.
We talk about 19
and your
inches of
citizenship
venom.
in Pegasus Nation gives you
Pegasus Nation. I love that.
Like it blows my mind. Like the unwavering support, even in
I just don't get it. I don't do that. I have my whole thing is about Game Pass, and I don't do that with Microsoft. Although like if you watch me play as much as a Redfall as I did, you'd be like, this dude's full of shit. Like I don't believe this guy. But like you know what I'm saying? Like I actually enjoyed Redfall. There's some games
Starfield in ratings.
Oh,
How dare you? How dare you?
Hargeet, you're so
man.
mean. Salt in the wounds. Salt in the wounds.
Yikes. But
Super chat.
Yes, I will get to that. But there's other games like Psychonauts. I liked. I didn't love it. Like
Really?
was it? I know a lot, which is weird because I'm huge into platformers. So that should have. It's the look of the Psychonauts. It fucking freaks me out. It's their heads. It's just it's a thing. It's a thing. It's a me problem. It's not anyone else's problem. But like Deathloop, I hated that game. I thought it was terrible. I feel like the Xbox guys are a little more honest. This is why when it comes to PlayStation stuff, I just send people to the trophy room because they're like one of the only podcasts, in my opinion, that aren't full of shit. But let me get this super chat real quick here. We got a $5 super chat from Spartan661. Sony fans don't even realize the price hike. They are focused on that Starfield isn't on their platform. Yeah. They bash it until it is multi-platform. Yeah, it's so weird. They'd be singing a different tune if Xbox hadn't bought Bethesda. And this, I think the scores would be higher. I think these PlayStation guys would be sucking the nut. Todd, I'm telling you right now on about this freaking game. I'm telling you right now. I'm calling it like it is. They would. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm telling you, it would
because
absolutely
headed, right. If this was a PlayStation exclusive,
if this was an exclusive, never mind just on the platform. If it was exclusive, it would be a different story.
Right? And it would be buggier. It wouldn't look as good, but it would still be the best thing ever.
I've been told over and over again, though, that Baldur's Gate 3 is the best thing. It's the exclusive on Sony that everyone loves.
It's not exclusive. Right? This is the funny part. Like Larian comes out and says,
it's not exclusive.
It's not.
I know. I'm looking forward. You know what I mean? And I don't want to be like one of those guys, like, because I'm looking forward. I cannot wait till Baldur's Gate 3 is on.
I already have it on
Xbox.
Play it after Starfield.
Yeah, so. I probably should do that. I don't know. I kind of sometimes I like to show my support for games like that like Final Fantasy. I'm gonna play on my Xbox because I want to tell the developers, like, hey, don't skip Xbox next time. I don't know. I'm sure I'm not helping that much, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What's that?
I'll do that a different way. I'll just give it away to the community. I'll buy a few
copies. Exactly.
Hargeet's the best. Hargeet Claus.
Hargeet Claus.
Well, it'll be Christmas time, right? So
Rachel's saying Forza Motorsport should be delayed till 11/2023. Ooh, okay. Xbox should put more space between games to 2022. No more. I don't know know if I hate what he's saying.
Disagree with that.
You disagree? I know. I think maybe I don't know if RHETRI's worried that there's going to be not enough next year for first party, but there will be.
No, there's plenty, right? There's so much.
I think they got it planned out pretty good.
And as far as like say engagement issues, Forza Horizon 5 ended up with like 25 million, something ridiculous like that.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
that's fantastic for a racing game.
Incredible for a racing game, dude. That is insane.
And it's a
Anyone
totally
would
different
kill
game
for those numbers.
from what Starfield is.
Right? So
Not the
and
same
Halo
game,
did
so
well
we
enough,
need
even though
variety.
it needed content, right? So, and what else came out then? It was Psychonauts, Flight Sim, it was Age of Empires, that was on PC, and then Deathloop, right? But Deathloop was on PlayStation.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, like, it didn't hurt. So Forza Horizon and Halo came out within weeks of each other, right? And I mean, they're kind of different games. Yes, I'm sure there was some people who like,
that did bother me though,
but they went back
because I was enjoying my time with Forza, and I kind of have a tough time going back sometimes. Like when I'm in a game, I'm like living in it. And what happened with the Forza, as soon as Halo came out, by Forza, I went.
Look at the
I
most
did.
Played most of the year. It was Forza ahead of Halo.
Yeah.
I'm not actually that surprised.
So yeah, and so like it didn't hurt it. It has its fan base, and it just stayed. Especially with the content that came out afterwards, right? The two DLCs. I know there was one at least that I played.
Two.
There's been two.
One. It was good stuff. So
I mean, I got the DLC too for the what the heck? What's the
and they make money off of DLC, right? So what the heck?
Yeah,
right?
they got me. They got me there. Those mothers. Yeah,
I do think I probably agree with RHETRI a little bit. Like but this is just based on the situation, right? Like if they feel like they need the time, then push it to spring. But if they're ready, then release
they're ready.
That's my only concern. As long as you're good to go, then go for it.
They're good.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, it's
you did see more hands on
time
than we did, so I
that's
suppose.
Right. That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yes, Baez, PlayStation built up a good foundation last generation. Yeah, and brought over the PlayStation gamers to this generation. I 100% agree with that. Plus, they had a solid start this generation. Yeah, I mean, they kind of. You're absolutely right. So they had name recognition. They had the foundation. All the people from that bought the last one that are just going to automatically buy the new one because that's what people do. They kind of stay in their lane usually. And then they had a great lineup, and they did. I think they had a very solid lineup. So I can see
Microsoft just has a way of shooting themselves in the foot every.
Yeah, they really
were lined up to be fantastic. Start your freaking generation with Halo. If it actually had the game it was supposed to be, like now, the game that it is now, and that had at launch, oh my God, would they be in such a better place? But that did not happen. So they had no marquee title, and it took a while to get anything. Yes, you got some res upgrades and stuff like that, right? Not even remasters, just like minor, new versioning. But yeah, that was really it. And they brought Gears Tactics over from PC, but it was already out on PC, so it wasn't like anything new. And it took a while, till 2021, right, to actually get games. And that launch lineup, if you had that launch lineup, that would have been fantastic. But unfortunately, it took a longer time. But yeah, they seemed to shoot themselves in the foot. Then they got it back in 2021. They got it back, and then they shot themselves in the foot again.
Every time, anytime there's a
but now we're on a roll.
Step on the right.
Yeah,
but this it's for reals this time. For reals this time.
Something's gonna happen. You know that.
Yeah,
I know. I'm kind of with Hargeet. I'm just like as someone who's been around since the beginning of this. I kind of agree with Hargeet. Like how. They can't fuck it up. How are they gonna fuck it up? And I'm just something's gonna happen. Something's gonna happen.
Where there's
handing them everything on a plate. We're gonna increase our game subscription prices. We're gonna make everything more expensive in our new tiered program. They keep doing everything to make it. All of our new games are multiplayer gas games, and nobody wants to play them. They keep handing them. Here you go, and then they still stumble. Like, come on.
Yeah, like here's a W. I mean, it is kind of funny that and I don't even remember if we talked about this last time, but PlayStation Plus increasing their prices at the exact same fucking time as Starfield.
Starfield's going
I
into
like
Game
Well, they did it on
came
purpose,
out
right?
with that?
Yeah,
Like that.
so
They did it on
Listen,
purpose,
timing.
man.
Yeah.
Smoke and cover.
that feels like a. I mean, it almost felt like a Microsoft move to me. I mean, maybe it was. You might be onto something, Dave. Maybe instead of me thinking it's stupid, it seems actually maybe it was genius. They just like
the
sneak it.
said that, right?
Yeah, sneak it in there.
Yeah, because
sneak that. That'll increase in
because
there.
everybody's talking about
it's,
Starfield, so that's like everybody's focused on
paying
that.
attention to something
So it's
totally
time for them
different.
to any bad news. This is the way to put in the bad news on top of somebody else's good news. That way it covers theirs up. So a little later we're like, oh, well, look what we're doing for you. What? Wait, why are my prices up?
Wait, when did this
Just
go
saying.
on?
Yeah, exactly.
No, the timing was
busy trying to figure out how to
choreographed.
land on a gas giant.
Yeah. Hey,
I'm sorry. What you were saying,
outside of the
Cypher? It was choreographed. Like did we know it was coming?
It was really well placed, right?
I got you.
Yeah.
Like you literally announced something.
Oh, I'm
like
sure it
that
was
going
choreographed
into
by
a
Sony
weekend.
for sure.
Well,
I can't remember where it came out, but it came out like hidden in a thing. It was like, oh yeah, and by the way, we're increasing prices. I can't exactly remember how it was.
Games coming for the next month into PS
Yep.
Plus. And
is that what it was?
That page,
and the bottom, yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. Thank you, Hargeet.
Yep.
By the way,
P.S. We're fucking you again. Like what, dude? How?
100%. It was that marketing tactic. It was that marketing tactic of, hey, we're going to put this in not only at the very end of the article, right? But we're also going to do it at the end of the week. So no one can write about it. So no one can throw a fit about it. And by the time you get back to Monday, everyone's forgotten about it. That was the approach, is how it felt.
Yeah. They do that in the politics too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying. Hey, I gotta bring this up real quick, guys. We're at over 100 people in the chat. Thank you watching us right now. Thank you all so much for being here. We greatly appreciate here with the great Hargeet Chani and of course Sound and Cypher. You guys absolutely rock. We really appreciate you being here. But one thing I do want to ask tonight, RHETRI, we're going to try this tonight. We are going to see if we can get a goal of 300 likes. We need 300 likes for before the end of the show. Right now we're at 45. Please. We can do this, man. Come on. Subscribe, like. We appreciate everything you do for us. So please help us out. Thanks, man. That's back to RHETRI.
Absolutely, Dave. Dave's right. We've talked about this. We've talked about this with other people. We are. I'm famously bad at not asking for things, so please hit the like button. Subscribe if this is your first time here. We have a podcast every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have a good time here. It's very lighthearted. We don't try to take things too seriously. We like to bring everyone in the chat kind of into the show. Sometimes we'll veer off if someone has a really good point in chat or has a question or a statement. We'll put your stuff right up on here, and we'll literally 180 the show. Like I don't care. Like we're willing to talk about whatever and anything. It's related to video games, movies, TV, whatever. But obviously, this is mostly a video game podcast, and I'm a Game Pass guy, so obviously I talk about Xbox way more than PlayStation. Like I was saying in the green room to these guys, my PlayStation is collecting dust. I haven't touched it. The only thing I use it for is like Netflix sometimes. But yeah, thank you, Shaun T. He says you deserve it. One of the best shows out here. Thank you. I appreciate that, Shaun.
Thank you, sir. Lot, appreciate you.
To be fair, RHETRI, your PS5 has been collecting a bunch of dust because you've been rewatching Gran Turismo over and over again.
What a great movie.
It could be good. I don't even know. Like, did it get good ratings? Did it get bad ratings? I don't remember. I forgot when it came out that it was out. I was like, oh, this thing's here.
RHETRI, exactly.
Is it?
Forgot
it's that bad.
Because it's already
it exists.
Already then.
I didn't even know. Like, it just was there, and I was like, oh, this thing's out. Whatever. I'm into the TV thing. I'm okay with that. I'm looking forward to you know, a fall. I know. I was like, when they were doing the TV thing back in the day, I was like, okay, I like this. Everyone else was like, what the fuck is going on? I was like the only guy who was like, this sounds kind of cool. But, you know, whatever.
No, I was the same way.
You know, the one
snap
thing I
things on the
loved,
side.
absolutely loved, before they made an update. Sorry to be cutting in and a
There you
little.
go.
I'm on vacation, people, so that's why I'm a little bit not great quality. But I wanted to join the show because it's, you know, it's my RHETRI show, and I
It's your
love
show
this show.
too.
It is, yes. And I don't
Yeah.
want to miss these amazing guests. So, but no, but back in the Xbox One days, I guess they had in the TV era, they had an option for picture-in-a-picture right
Yes,
on
dude. Yes.
Yeah, I
the
used to use
system.
Good
that.
feature.
Snap.
Dude, I would play the game.
Yes,
and I would
Snap. That's what I was going
have like a TV, like whatever sports game or whatever in the corner while I
That's
was
usually
playing.
what I would do is like keep the Red
Dude,
Sox.
yes.
Dude, I was doing the exact
100%.
same thing.
See,
That's so
that's
funny.
the feature they need to bring back. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I miss
I
voice
miss it.
controls
I
too.
miss it.
I'm not gonna
Yes.
lie. The voice
That was
stuff,
nice.
especially
Yeah,
what
voice
I
controls were
really
great.
liked about the voice was just recording stuff. Even though like back then I never used it, I didn't share. I don't know. I was just like looking at myself. But
Did you
showed it
see
to my 3 friends? like, look at this
the
awesome
NBA
kill I got.
player? There's an NBA player the other day, and he was playing in some kind of tournament thing, and it was broadcast over official. But it was on the Sony that were playing, and the guy, when he did his amazing dunk, the NBA player goes, Xbox, record that. And they're all like, oh, oops.
I love
Know
it.
what
I
his
did not
system
hear
of
about
choice
that.
was? Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Yeah, that's great. Oh my god, that's too funny. Oh man, so I don't know. I guess it's not doom and gloom for Sony. Hargeet, do you have anything that you want to add to the lack of first party? Do you think it's a problem for Sony? Do you think it's not going to really matter?
Not for 1 year. So in the absence of Microsoft actually challenging them, it's not a problem, right? And that's the thing that's very interesting here. Microsoft Xbox has decided to say we're going to generate hype all the time, right? We're going to be engaging. There's a show every few months. There's something every few months. Like there's going to be something that they just keep doing. And if PlayStation is absent, it sort of creates like, you know, a void of something. Like, look, all the PlayStation guys are not talking about PlayStation. They're talking about Starfield. They're talking about Xbox.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And why is that? Because they don't have anything else to talk about. Unless they want to talk about their price increase.
They should talk about ABK. I mean, there's another subject. I stopped talking about ABK. So we talk about Starfield. They can talk about that.
The enthusiasm gap will start to become a problem. So if that's an issue that, you know, starts to impact them, right? Like if this year we get all these games, next year it's the same. You get like 5 or 6 AAAs. It's going to start to become a problem if they don't have consistent output and consistent messaging, right? So I think like just open market, just the market will force Sony to have to respond. Nintendo gets away with it because they kind of have their niche. Their games are just so popular, it just doesn't matter. When you release a Pokemon, it's going to sell 20. It doesn't matter. They're going to sell 20 million. It's just, it is what it is, right? You got your Zeldas, your Marios, they're going to sell in the same range. It doesn't matter. Mario's coming out, it's going to be 20 million. It's just the way it is, right? You don't expect it not to happen, right? I'm sure they've already pre-saled, you know, their pre-sale numbers are higher than every other game except for theirs, right? So it's just the way it is for them, right? So they're covered. It's funny, I'm looking at like, you know, I was trying to track how well Starfield was selling on Amazon, and ahead of them was all of the Nintendo games.
Yeah,
Mario Kart's still outselling games that are brand new.
Mario Kart's like goddamn GTA. It just won't die. Game is the legs on that game.
Selling, right?
It's amazing.
It's still selling. Mario Wonder is beating every. It is what it is, right? You just expect them to. So they'll continue their thing. And their new Switch, man, if that thing comes out to be anything close to what they're saying, good God, that's going to be fantastic, right? Because you now have a third option that really will be a full-featured system. We'll get into that at some point, but you know, the Sony thing, it can last for a while, but as you know, like in any given thing, you can't just ride your coattails forever. You have to compete, right? So, I don't think it's going to be a problem for the next year or two. But if this continues, this pattern continues, then it is going to be a problem. If they don't have anything substantial for the next 3 or 4 years, and Microsoft's just dropping 4 to 5 massive AAAs every year, and they have shows 6 times a year, it's going to be a problem. They're going to have to respond.
I agree.
To that, right?
I think you make a.
But I don't think Sony can really bank on that.
I think you make a great point, Hargeet. I think it long term you could see a slow shift. Like Hargeet's saying, if they do what the Xbox marketing team has promised and what Phil has promised and come out with 4, and it's got to be AAA. We're not talking about the little guys. Not that I love the little guys. I play them like crazy, but not indie games. It's got to be AAAs. If they can do that cadence of 1 a quarter and pull that off, then. And you're seeing all those are going into Game Pass. The value is going to be undeniable then, and everything else is just extra. All these little great indies and all these second and third party partnerships.
Punctuate that with Call of Duty every call,
dude.
And it's going to be like, look, they have to compete, right? That's the beauty, right? And hopefully this means that Microsoft will try to gain some market share, and Sony will have to compete to keep market share, and that's awesome for all of us, right? That's what we want. So let's see what happens. Right? I'm actually much more interested in what Nintendo is doing, because Sony's kind of faltering, and Xbox will always stumble, but Nintendo, if they decide to really compete, holy crap, we finally have something good in the marketplace where we're going to have somebody pushing back on.
That would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with Shaun T says here. Xbox just needs to get the other part of the equation right and stick the landings. Amen, dude. I think a lot of people will agree with that sentiment for sure. It's like you could feel it, like they got something. They're so close, and then they F it up somehow. Like Hargeet was saying, you're like, no, you were there. You were right there. You had it. It happens. Look, I'm not trying to, be anti Xbox. It's just we've been around long enough. You've seen it. You've seen it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's true. Every time that Microsoft is given the opportunity, they step on the rake. They literally search out the rake. They're walking through the yard and they're like, oh, there's the rake.
There it is. Get on it.
It's frustrating. It's frustrating because it's like everything is lined up. It's in a really good spot until they get to that moment. And then you're like, how could you do that again? But yeah,
why so serious? We forgot forum stars. I think foam stars, right? Foam stars. That one cracked me up when they did their whatever, not the state of play, but their. Oh my god, I was like, is this real? So what the hell? What is coming out? I'm not like huge into PlayStation. I only play like the big bangers, but what is coming out next year? Oh, Helldivers. Wait, isn't Helldivers for us too, or is that? Isn't that Xbox?
PC and PlayStation, I think.
I don't remember.
I think they own the IP, right? But they're having
Helldivers is the star. That's the Starship Troopers ripoff, right? Was that Helldivers, or am I mixing it up with another game?
I think so. I don't know. I'm not. I didn't play the original.
I think so.
Yeah, it says it takes inspiration from Aliens and Starship Troopers. So yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's definitely Starship Troopers. Yeah. So. And that's not coming. That's not coming to Xbox.
So
next year,
according to details I pulled real quick, it said that it's exclusive to PS5 and PC once it eventually launches. And similarly to the first game, there are no plans for it to come to Xbox or alternative platforms.
Yeah,
that's not cool.
So
no.
I actually thought that looked I kind of was interested in that game. I guess I'll have to get it.
I mean, hey,
PC.
It'd be on PC, yeah.
Yeah. I'm not giving you any damn money. Sorry. Appreciate that.
Yeah. So outside of that, I don't know. I don't think Marathon is till 2025.
No.
Fair Games, they didn't.
Marathon definitely isn't next year, but I'm talking like next year. We got what? Foam Stars, Helldivers. Is there anything else?
Foam Stars is third party, but like whatever. Yes, it's exclusive.
Well, that's true. That's true. Yeah, let's go down there. First party. What the hell is coming out next year for Sony?
Helldivers 2 technically isn't first party either, right? It's some
right.
No,
I can't remember the name of the studio. That's definitely not Sony owned though.
But yeah, I don't know. They didn't really. That was why that showcase.
That was the question of the night. Try to answer this in 10 seconds. What's coming out for first party for Sony next year? Nothing, apparently. I don't. Does
Yeah,
anyone in
that's
chat know what the hell's coming out?
Like,
Because
the
I
PlayStation
honestly don't
fans are
know.
Like, there's a September showcase. Like this, like I was watching
Yeah.
that showcase and I'm like, they're pulling our leg, right? This is a joke. This can't be their showcase. Like, what? Really?
I was so wrong
So-
about that. Like most people, I was like, no, this is probably it's probably gonna
think
be a
they're
good show. Like it's Sony, like they're pretty solid. They usually don't. They stepped on the rake. They pulled the Microsoft with that show. That was a disaster.
I mean, that's Spider-Man. I'm like, what is this? Like, what did you just show me?
Dude,
Like,
people kept talking about how they had like some planned secret showcase that was
Yes.
going to happen, and I was
because
like,
they
"Dear
felt like they
God,
had
I
to. It
hope-"
was so bad. They're like, it has
Yeah.
to exist, right?
I was like,
Yeah.
I hope for all of you that they really do, because it was
Insiders are
rough.
saying they kept stuff. They held stuff.
Yeah,
And I'm like, well, why would
dude,
they
if
do
they
that?
held stuff,
So,
Yeah.
it could be looked at. Maybe they need a response to when ABK is done, right? So maybe that's it.
Well, I was
They're
gonna
like, okay,
say
let's
they're not buying
finalize
ABK,
it.
so why would they have to hold anything back? But you're saying in
like,
response to the ABK thing directly, like they
Exactly,
want to
like
make it
Microsoft
look
will
like
have
the
a
weaker.
round table
That's
or
a good
whatever,
point.
right? And they're like,
Yes.
oh, next day we're gonna have our showcase that shows us you need to be on PlayStation. Screw this, and then Call of Duty's coming up. Don't worry about it. Like,
Yeah.
So according to pushsquare.com, actually, brought to you by Liam Croft, he says that the upcoming games on PS5 are going to be Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, Tekken 8, Grand Blue Fantasy, Relink, Persona 3 Reload, Suicide Squad.
but all these
Justice
are
League.
multi-plats.
Yeah, some of these are
And
definitely
I think,
multiplats.
and that's what I was
All
going
of
to say
them
is I
are.
think the only one that isn't maybe is Grand Blue.
No,
Right.
I think that's even multi-plat.
Is that even?
I don't remember.
Well, that's even better.
Not-
Pretty sure it is.
Yeah.
It's shaping up to be a rough year, to say the
And
least.
when the hell is Stellar Blade coming out for them? I know that's
Oh,
not first
dude,
party, but is
Stellar
that
Blade's
still?
not-
Is that-
I would be
the hell's
surprised
going on
if
with that
that's
game?
actually not vaporware. That thing
Yeah.
looks too good, and
It's like
especially
that.
considering the devs that it's coming from. I don't know. I
Oh,
don't know.
was that shit? Is it Shift Up who's making Stellar Blade? Which I don't remember what else they've done. Yeah, I think it's Shift Up. If I remember
That's the one
correctly.
where
But
Is
yeah,
that the one that
That's
is exclusive?
that's everyone
to
was going. Yeah, it's supposed to be exclusive. I think to
like Project Eve or something. I know.
Yeah, it
something
was.
like that,
It
or
was
whatever
something. It was what the hell was it called? It was.
Yeah,
it
and
was.
then-
Did
and
have a
they-
project
and
name
they-
though.
Yeah, and then they changed it to, and then they made it. They bought the exclusivity or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
whatever.
I thought it looked cool,
2020.
but I don't know. I don't know what the hell is
And
going
again,
on. over
Forspoken
there.
looked cool, and
Hey.
where did that go?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you never know.
That's true.
Stellar
Yeah.
Blade. If I remember correctly, with Stellar Blade, also they came out like pretty shortly after that popped up. So it was Shift Up, and
It was
it's,
Shift Up. Okay.
developed in UE4. But they were basically kind of coming out and they're like, hey, just a heads up, this thing is still a long ways in development and we're
Okay.
looking forward to feedback, which who knows?
All right, so this feels like because when I was trying to look up stuff for Stellar Blade, I was like, I don't know if this is coming out next year. So it sounds like this maybe Stellar Blade will get pushed into 2025. I don't know. Before I move on, though, sorry to interrupt. I just want to say this real quick. Def Leopard, thank you for becoming a YouTube member. Appreciate you, brother. Def has played some games with us in the Discord, of course. Miss that guy. We used to play a lot of Halo together, so hopefully we can. Hopefully we'll do. I know I've been talking this shit, Def. I know I will come back to Halo. I will play it. I swear.
Hey,
to God.
RHETRI. Oh,
yeah.
yeah, there we go. I just want to make sure you got the other one. Too.
Yeah, come on,
That's good.
come on, baby. I got it.
That's cool. You know, I'm on a little bit of a delay here.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I know. No, you're good. You're good. Yadani became a YouTube member as well, so we appreciate you, Yadani. Good person in the community as well. Appreciate you guys for joining the members. You can obviously with the you got little perks. You got all the cool little things that Dave made, so you can show those off. And you got our special show that we do once a month. We don't have that one scheduled yet, but that'll be coming up shortly. And all the members can go to that. We've made some mistakes where everyone was going to the show, which we accidentally did. Hopefully we'll get it right. Third time's a charm, but it's all good. You know, we're just happy to give to the
super
community.
chat
So.
and another
Oh,
channel.
appreciate that. Let's go. Oh well, let me do this one real quick. With my man fuck you. Multiple personalities. This guy, multiple personalities. I appreciate him. He's one of the funny guys in this community. He just became a YouTube channel member as well. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Love the little crazy kooky guy you got for your avatar there as well. Super chats. Let's go. Spartan661 again with the $5 super chat. I hope Starfield has an expansion that has a clown. Oh, Jesus. That has a clown station that you can stumble upon and a circus is there, but the audience wears pony masks. Hashtag PS Doggy.
I like where you're going.
Listen,
Let's
Spartan,
make that mod happen.
I was just going to say, brother, go to the modding community, mention your idea. They will absolutely make it happen. Those guys are amazing. That modding community is absolutely fantastic. Yeah. That would be funny. And I could totally see
Get
that
the ponies galloping.
Yes. Oh my God.
I love it.
Was that? I gotta ask. Did you just look that up, or is that in a loop in your video where it just happened to show up at that time?
Hargeet is the man. Period. I love this
I don't
guy.
know if you've had that in the past on other shows, because usually I'm doing chores when I'm roaming around the house, so I don't always see the pictures. But that is amazing, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
The other one is I have a pony licking salt.
Yes, yes.
That's a good one.
So good.
There we go.
Listen,
There
I
it
would
is.
say, hey, if there's any PlayStation guys in here, I'd say you can go after Hargeet, but he's not on the internet, so good luck. You're only gonna find him in podcasts, suckers.
Send your complaints to unknown@gmail.com.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
got another channel member. Woohoo.
All right. Yeah, it's actually popping up. Are you starring these, Dave, or are they automatically popping up in my starred section?
It's all because of me. I'm wonderful. No, I'm not doing
I can't tell if
anything.
you're being serious. Okay, I didn't think so because it was really fast. I was like, damn, you're good.
Dave,
I was going to give you credit, but now I'm not. Why are you so serious?
Hey. Wait, you read that and I'll say something.
Welcome, Why So Serious? Another guy who's been in our chat for a while, supported us from the beginning. So I appreciate you, Why So Serious, becoming YouTube
Why So
member
Serious?
as well.
If I was at home with my soundboard,
He
I
would be
play
hitting
you
buttons
quote,
right now.
But I'll do it for you next week. I promise. I'll make it up. So
Yeah, he owes you an audio clip right there. You go.
I
Why
do.
So Serious?
I do.
Yeah.
Also, man, we do have a challenge tonight, right? We are going to try and get 300 likes. Right now we're at 66 likes. I know you guys can help us out. At least stretch the goal.
Yeah,
Stretch
please
to
get
100,
those
maybe
likes up,
200.
guys.
We appreciate you.
Yeah, 100%.
125 people in the chat.
That
About
helps.
Sony.
Thank you all for being here in the chat. Over 125
What's that sound?
people.
I said, say some more negative things about Sony. We'll get a lot of those fans.
Hey, we'll take you. We love you guys too. Unless you're a douchebag, and then I'll boot you. But if you want to have an adult debate on why Sony is the king and why you'll buy a brick from Sony, then we can have that discussion.
And just remember, folks, that RHETRI is the master debater. But we have another super chat.
Yeah, and I'm a lefty, so I'm stronger on this side.
Ambidextrous. So there you go. What?
Skills.
Yeah, only with frisbee. I do frisbee on the right. I don't know why. I don't even know why I just told you that. It's just weird. Weird fact.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird. Spartan661 with the $2 super chat. Donkeys just hee-haw, and they don't go anywhere. They go on Twitter, though. They like to make their presence known on the tweets. So that is the thing. Yeah. Appreciate that, Spartan, as usual. Yeah, let's get into. I mean, this is just a saucy episode. Let me show some BS that happened here the other day. This is funny. Right after I was actually talking about Jaffe on one of my videos as well.
Hargeet, do you have that scene of the pony licking salt again? Because I feel like this is gonna link in real good.
I can. Let's do it.
See. All right, let me do a little sharing. Sharing is caring. This was, if you haven't seen this,
God, it's just so funny.
this listen, before I play this, Jaffe is, Jaffe's Jaffe.
He's
Like
good.
Jaffe is like me. He says stuff he probably shouldn't
Legend.
say a lot of time, but I love the guy. I don't always agree with him, but I respect him. I respect the hell out of Jaffe. Creator, God of War, Twisted Metal. I mean, it's funny with me with Jaffe when it comes to him. He's been on PlayStation shows, and they just absolutely disrespect one of the pioneers. I mean, I remember listening to a show where they wouldn't even let him get a fucking word in because he talked a little bit negative. Because God forbid he gave a little bit of salt to Sony. But let's just play this.
About no less his own property. He was talking about God of War, Ragnarok.
You remember what I'm talking about, right? Yeah.
Right? And it's like,
yes.
Dude, I think the guy who invented it can have an opinion of the freaking thing he invented.
Yeah. You're like let the guy, wouldn't even let him talk, dude. Some of these guys are just like, they're talking over each other. Like, if I'm the loudest in the room, then I win the argument. No, you don't, dummy. That's not how that works. But anyways, let's just play this. Thank you for J-Rock for sharing this out to the world. J-Rock's always good for sharing these sorts of things. So let's take a listen.
I haven't got that yet with Starfield, but I'm not far in it. But I want to say one thing, though. Mm-hmm. The game is, so far, based on word of mouth, reviews, it's a disappointment.
Okay.
I don't think it's a bad game, but it is a disappointment considering.
I mean, how much have you played?
Like 3 hours.
Okay, and what's disappointing about it to you?
To me, it just doesn't get. First of all, I thought the intro was horrendous. I think the writing.
What about the intro? What about the intro was horrendous?
It just was very lackluster. Like, if you compare it to Skyrim, immediately you're fighting a dragon, and then you're sent out into the world to do anything you want. Like, literally anything you want. Whereas this is a little bit, like I said, it's a little more shallow. It's a little bit almost more like Mass Effect, where it's more story oriented. It's pushing you in a certain direction.
Do you think that was the choices you made? What is her name? Lynn or Lim, the lady who's your boss? Do you think part of it is just the fact that she asked you to burn the bodies and shit, and it should be more of a choice versus she forces you to do it, and it's almost like it's scripted at that point?
That's some of it.
I mean, that didn't happen at all in the game, so I'm assuming you haven't played it yet, correct?
No, I swear to God, I played it. But
boom, shakalaka.
Wow. When you go to,
swear to God, I played it.
Obviously, Jay added this part.
Priceless. Love it.
Oh, man.
Here's the thing, right? Like, I don't know if it's so just good. Because I don't know it's because I've been in sales for as long as I have or whatever. But I feel like, over time, you learn how to read through people's bullshit, right?
Yeah.
And as soon as he started his argument, he started putting on Front Street that he had no idea what the hell he was talking about.
The 3 hour thing is what as soon as he said 3 hours, my radar went off, and I was like, okay, you can't judge Bethesda RPG or any RPG on planet Earth after 3 hours. You can't. Come on now.
Even the first point, it's like as soon as you saw it, you saw Jaffe kind of get a look on his face, like, okay,
when he said
okay, well, let's dive into this. It's nuts. It blows my mind. Like the blind just loyalty to a specific, or not even
the vitriol for the other side.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, not even guys, like, I don't care if Spider-Man 2 is successful. I hope it is. I do my Xbox stuff. Like, I don't get, like, guess what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to go in the trophy room. I'm not going to go to a bunch of other podcasts and start talking shit about Spider-Man, because I'm an adult. I don't fucking care. If it's a bad game, I move on and I don't buy it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it's just a weird thing, I think, for people to do. And I thought the guy talking was what's his name? Jay, but it was a different guy because they sound alike. So Yeah, I thought it was J-Dub because I was ready to talk. Because I got no love for J-Dub. He's a moron, and I'll call him out right now. I don't give a shit. That guy's a fucking idiot. But it's not that guy. Apparently, it's like his twin brother. Sounds just like him, who's also an idiot. So I just thought this was like, what a great Jaffe moment. You know, Jaffe. Someone said in the chat sometimes Jaffe thinks quicker than than he speaks, or speaks quicker than I should say than he thinks.
He was.
He set, dude. That was a beautiful setup. My God,
he lit fire to the stables in a way that no one else has. Like that was pretty brutal. Hargeet, what's your take on this? Did you enjoy this? Did you get a big smirk on your face?
I thought it was awesome. Jaffe's awesome. Like, he has
I
very raw
Jaffe.
takes, but
he does.
But you also have to give deference to the fact that he's done this shit. He's actually made games. He knows the industry. He knows the people that are making these things. He knows those guys, right? So it's like, okay, I got to give deference that he knows what he's talking about, right? And he has opinions about things. He's saying this game is fantastic, right? He's like loving this game.
Jaffe said this is his favorite his favorite game like of all time in this genre.
Single player game, something like that, right?
Yeah, single player game. Thank you.
Yeah,
yes.
and like so, but the way this was so good,
dude.
So
what a setup! What the hell was that? What game was that from again? That when he set him up, where it was a different intro to a completely different game.
I think it was
Death Stranding. Okay,
where you're kind of forced to do it anyway. But but the fact that first, like, he's comparing it to, it's like Mass Effect. Like, first of all, why would you say Mass Effect is a bad game? Like, it's one of the most revered games.
Exactly,
dude.
What are you talking
What kills
about?
me is he was saying like in Skyrim and like he was using Skyrim as an example of a game where you can do anything, and saying you can't do anything in fucking Starfield, the most game I've never seen a game like Starfield, where you can literally do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah,
and he's saying, well, you can
go do whatever you want, right? Literally, like
dude.
They basically tutorial you enough to say this is how you fire, this is how you jump, this is how you whatever, and then this is how you use your ship. Now have fun, do whatever you want, right?
That's when I knew that guy was full of it.
Anyway, but
he was literally reading through like all the negative points.
It is right, and I guess Mass Effect was at some point an Xbox exclusive, right? It was an exclusive, and maybe that's why he's saying that. But I'm like, how do you? If something is compared to Mass Effect, I'm thinking this game's already like a 10, right? Because Mass Effect to me is like one of those like premier level. It's like a Zelda level thing. I'm like, why are you comparing something if you don't like it to Mass Effect? And Jackie went, click. What? Okay.
Yep. I love how quickly his brain though came up with
like,
the intro of a completely different game just to. I'm gonna set the bear trap.
Fast. Yeah,
you're walking in this because you're dumb. So Def Leppard saying, "Hey, J-Dub blocked." Awesome. Yeah, same here, brother. No, Deep Hitter. It wasn't J-Tech because those are two different people if I remember correctly. I think J-Tech's okay. I don't know. I don't fault. Look, I'm not a crazy person on Twitter who goes after these people, so I don't. But no, I was thinking of J-Dubs.
I think I've gotten vitriolic messages from both of them when I post anything Xbox. So who knows? Do your research.
Yeah, I mean,
put on the block, but yeah.
Def Leppard saying Jaffe is a pony bot. I'm okay with that. Like, you can You can be a pony bot and just, you got just critical thinking.
You can't be any more Sony than him. He was there at the beginning of PlayStation.
I feel like he has
some of their most impressive franchises. So he is very much PlayStation, but like
kind of
he's open.
Has
he
a
plays
bias.
other games.
He does. He does. I've watched his streams. He's played. I mean, he loves Starfield. This is why like I like people like Jaffe, and I don't always agree with him. And some of the stuff he says, I absolutely hate, and I've kind of done a little back and forth with him. But I respect him. Like there's there's a difference between like respect and just being a total douchebag
about it too. As long as you're respectful. He loves the debate. So
he loves debate. We got to be able to have a discourse. That's why I like Jaffe. Like he wants to have a discourse, whether you end up making him look wrong or not. That's fine. Like the nuance of discourse is just gone on the internet right now. Everything's so black and white. Like, you have to agree with me. If you don't agree with me, then your opinion's wrong, which literally, that's stupid even to say that out loud. And then, I mean, there's more. Let me show another one here of the lovely Alana here. Which one was this one?
Oh,
this
God.
is it right
I
here.
wish I had cooked
Yeah.
up some popcorn.
This was just in response to people having fun. You're not allowed to have fun. Stop. If you play a Sony game, you're not allowed to come back on this show. I'm just saying right now. So no playing Spider-Man, guys. It's, don't have fun out there. All right.
A particularly upstanding citizen of the internet here tweeted this in response to me playing Starfield. They said, Alana Pierce should be fired for promoting Xbox games on a public platform like this. Extremely unprofessional and demonstrates a lack of loyalty and seriousness to PlayStation, her employer, at Herman Holst, at Corey Pollock. Which, as an aside, Corey and I spent about 10 minutes before a meeting today talking about the stuff we were doing in Starfield and how much we were enjoying it. So good luck with that one. I'm also quite confident that if I DM'd Herman and were like, hey, how are you liking Starfield? He'd be like, it's great. A particularly upstanding citizen of the internet.
I mean,
I love how she
underneath.
starts it.
I just want to say underneath here, our guy, what's up? Post up, going up here. He's calling the guy out. Where you at, buddy? Don't run. Why you running? Why you ducking? Like, he's calling him out. I love that. What's up? Post up. Oh, that's too funny.
Dude, the fact that she starts it off as professional as she can with
An
a specific upstanding citizen.
Exactly.
Like, God bless
You know
her
how much
for trying to
I know.
tolerate it. you know?
I love her. You know how much crap she must get? Like, oh man.
Oh,
Like,
guaranteed. Well, and need we, like, lest we forget, she was one of the people on Podcast Unlocked back in the day.
yeah.
Now, before that, she started at Xbox Australia. She was an Xbox employee.
Yeah.
How quickly
Yep.
our allegiances leave us,
And
right?
she
Like,
doesn't
oh,
even
That's a
brings that
job,
up.
right? Like,
I
whatever.
know.
Oh my God, it's
I
her
know.
dream job too, man. Her dream job.
Like,
Yeah.
what?
Congratulations for her, man.
It's
Yeah.
She's
Like,
doing
Xbox
good.
people play PlayStation games. Like Phil Spencer said, my most
I don't know if you
anticipated
knew
game
this,
was
yeah.
God of War, right? Like, it doesn't. Come on, they should want to play games. Oh my
It's so
That's-
weird, dude.
I mean, like, the obtuse idea that a developer for another game can't go play another game and have an opinion about it is ridiculous.
Oh my goodness.
Like, I've got folks in the industry that work on different games, and it's like, it kills me, the idea that someone would be like, no, you can't say anything about this game just because you work on a Sony product. You can't say anything about an Xbox title or a Nintendo title. God forbid. Like, it blows my mind that someone is so territorial, right?
Mhm.
Like,
don't
about
get it.
something like this. Like what you play it where you like. Like, why does it matter? Like, as long
I
as you're
think
having fun, that's all that.
Dude,
should
it's
matter.
like-
But everyone
it's
gets
like-
so territorial.
It's like Red Sox versus Yankees. It's like Pepsi versus Coke. Like, holy crap, we're still doing this dumb shit on the internet. I mean, it's very much the mentality of sports, it feels like. You don't gain anything from doing what you're doing. As a matter of fact, the opposite happens. Like, if you like, I don't want Sony to go away. I sure as hell don't want Microsoft to buy them, which would never happen. But I mean, people clamor for that. They actually want that crap to happen, or they want Microsoft to fail. You're a fucking, I'm going to you're a fucking idiot. Because guess what? They just raised, Sony is so not afraid of doing whatever the hell they want. They raise the prices on you constantly, and they'll do it again, you moron. Like, competition is a good thing. Like, we want more, we want, well, all I want is the big three after, Nintendo. I don't want Amazon.
Wait,
Scratch what I just said. I don't want
You know what?
Amazon in this game.
Ultimately, if they come
Yeah.
up with something that's ultra cool, I'd be okay with it. But I think we're getting to a point where, like,
I just
the
don't want
is so
hardware.
powerful that it just,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to matter. But anyways, but as far as this, she actually mentioned the company's games that she can't talk about is her own, because
Yeah.
that's
Right.
a conflict
Yeah.
of their marketing, right? So you can't actually talk about Sony games. She doesn't get to review them. She doesn't get to get early codes. She has to wait. Right, and that's fair. I get that, right? It's part of company policies, normal things. You know, the mindset, like you're saying, like, you know, Coke versus Pepsi, Chevy versus Ford, all that stuff.
Right.
It seems like they're literally in a country. They really do believe
Yeah.
their own nation state,
very,
Pegasus nation
bubble.
And once you're in, you are not allowed.
You're in for life. It is Vatos Locos forever. It's SA. Let's go. You getting the gang tattoo, right? So
Dude,
you're in. You got your ass beat into the
your Xbox citizenship.
You're right.
It's nuts. It's nuts too. It's like we joke about it, but that's 100% a real thing.
It feels real.
When I worked at Pepsi, we had the same thing. Like we had a couple friends that were on the Coke side that we worked side by side with every day.
Yeah.
And it was one of those things where, like, if we went out to lunch with those people, we were held up for it. Like our bosses were like, "Hey, what's this I hear about you going to lunch with Brad or whatever?" And you're just like, why does it matter? Like, I'm literally just going to lunch with a friend. Like, it
look,
matter.
Trevor owed me lunch. Come on, Trevor owed me hotcakes. Oh my god!
It's not like he's coaxing me to the dark side just because I went to lunch with him. Like,
he likes Coke. What are you doing, guy? Come on, man.
But
I used to like Coke, man, but that was back in the days when we were in a band.
I gotta share this real quick. Oh, gee. Okay, listen, we're not competing with Dreamcast guy here, Dave. This is not where we're going. We're not going. We're not going down that road. But if
let me tell you this.
But if you want to clean the house, Coke is, it'll work. Anyways, I gotta share this from our buddy FarQ. This is really funny. He just sent me this. I hope you don't mind, FarQ, me sharing. I know you don't. I don't know. I know you don't care. He says, since player count matters more now apparently no Xbox game this gen will ever beat Astro's Playroom. He's not wrong. Oh, fuck you. I love it.
I love a free packing game, right?
That's why we can't have nice things.
That's why we can't have nice things.
I'm sorry to break it to them, but Microsoft owns a little game called Minecraft, and
that's true.
Minecraft is bigger than anything PlayStation's ever done. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. No.
And you know what? On that point, the one thing that helped the Wii was Wii Sports, because it was a pack-in. It was like, it's the best game ever. True. Well, pack-ins help. There you go. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, you're right, man.
Oh, it's the same. It's the same reason as to why GTA 5 has an absurd amount of purchases at this point, is because they got to the point where they started offering you shark cards that were worth more than the purchase of the game, and you got a copy of the game inside the purchase. So it's the same idea.
Exactly.
That Wii Sports is like, you get them tied in because they've heard about this positive experience or they want this thing, but you also get this thing. So then you can add that to your attachment rate or to your overall sales.
Exactly. So
good point.
That's a good reason why GTA 5 is the #1 seller, or the top 5 or top 10 for the last 8 years.
Dude, it's nuts. The sales number is insane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, I didn't even know this. The Talos saying now Roblox is going to PlayStation. I thought it was already there. Like, I just thought Roblox was everywhere. I assumed it was because it's such a
Xbox for years.
That's great. I guess. I mean, I remember hearing about that, but I figured by now it had already been there. So I mean, I don't pay attention to Roblox. I know it's a juggernaut.
By now, my son is completely over Roblox, and he's playing other games. Like, it blows my mind that it's come into a
like
new service.
Fortnite with us, because he's smart.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna. Hopefully, it'll reinvigorate things for them when it comes out to that system, right? Like, you'll probably see a big reinsurgence just because of that. I'm not blowing a controller. Listen. Astro's Playroom is a fantastic game, except for that part where you have to blow into the controller. I'm like, this don't
got a high score. Yes.
It just goes to 100. Like, I did it. I'm so good at this. I don't know.
Yeah. Just kidding.
Oh man. No, this is not a secret. No, this is not a secret show about Roblox. I don't really know anything about Roblox, except for everyone who knows about it tells me that it just takes advantage of small children and makes money off of them. So that's
Whoa.
yeah, that's what they say. Like
Alrighty
kids are making all their money for them. Not in that way, you weirdo.
It's accurate. It's accurate. And to be fair, it's the same thing as like what Fortnite does ultimately, right? Like you've got reasons to jump into that ecosystem, and then you see the impulse.
You mean because of the build? You mean because of like the building of the game? You mean because of the building of the game because the community can build games?
Roblox, I would say, is almost more. I mean, it's definitely way more like vicious in regards to how much money you can spend.
Like they ain't hiding
it's literally a situation. They don't even hide it. They're like, hey, you come over here, you spend this money, you put these credits in or whatever, and like they're hitting you all the time about, hey, you could spend more money here. Fortnite does it, but it's not as in your face. If that
I mean, I don't want to. I mean, I kind of think it is in your face. Like, I don't want to stick up. I want to stick up for Fortnite because everyone I know outside of me, just because I'm a cheap mofo, has like every damn skin.
Shout out to Galvin.
They do.
I was not gonna call him out for once, but Galveston, he's hooked. Like, your brother, dude, Silent, your brother is guilty of this. Every damn skin under the sun. I'll be playing with these guys. And like, Cypher's brother Galveston will go like through 30 different characters I had before we even get into the damn game. Like, I'm like, oh my God, you guys just spent. I'm like doing the calculation. I'm like, that's a lot of money.
And the thing is brilliant because you're playing against players that are gonna go buy it, and you're like, oh, I need to have that.
Yeah,
so the advertising's
100%. It's built in.
Oh, I gotta get it, and then more and more people are playing get it, and then everybody else is like, I gotta get it.
They don't have to advertise. They don't have to advertise these games outside of when it builds an install base, because you literally have people over and over again facing each other, seeing each other's skins, and then it's contagious. You see someone has the T800 Terminator skin. You're like, oh,
bingo.
God, I got to get that. And then you go on to the store, you find out you can't buy it. So then you look for it. And once it finally becomes available, you buy everything that's Terminator related because you want it.
Yeah, because you need the full set. Yeah.
Yep. It's genius. Honestly.
Yeah. Hey, I need to jump in real quick and just say welcome to the over 150 people in the chat. Thank you all so much for being here. We greatly appreciate you. And we do have a goal tonight. Yes. I'm trying to get this instilled in us. We need. Please help us. This is like a marathon. We need 300 likes on this video. If we can get that, we'll be awesome. Everyone hit the like button right now. Please hit the like button.
Just hit it right now.
Please hit the like button. Also, the last little thing I'll say is there is a poll up. So please check the poll out. Take the poll right now, and then we're in here in a few minutes.
Pause.
Yes. Pause. Jump on
I
that
got my
poll
up. Jump on that poll. Come on now.
Yeah. I want to go on a tangent about the poll, but I did have like a whole argument against one of the people online and maybe a journalist saying that, that the only thing you were getting was when you paid the early access was just early access. Didn't bother talking about the fact that you're getting a DLC or the fact that you're getting other stuff with it. Conveniently left all that crap out.
That article from that specific person was not disingenuous at all.
You were right, RHETRI. You win that.
I naturally had someone arguing with me. It was like, oh, well, he's worried about the future of gaming and that they're just going to make you pay. They're going to make you pay to play a game early. I said, that's fucking great, except that's not what he said. And that's not what this is. Like, if you paid for that, you get future DLC too. But
keep in mind,
whatever.
It wasn't him that was coming at you. It wasn't.
No, it wasn't him.
It was one of his minions.
Exactly. Yeah, it was a minion.
Arguing with you.
What a shocker! Yeah,
because
I believe the word
person
is
who
trolls.
posted that. Yeah, exactly. Because the person who posted that article knew exactly what they did. They posted it and they bounced, just like someone from IGN should have done. But instead, they chose to try and argue and try and put out the fires after they made a bad argument, a disingenuous argument.
Yeah. I mean, and the thing is like with Mr. C man, I won't say his name. I don't know why I call out other people. It's
Yes.
Christopher.
No,
you know, it was CD. I don't give a shit. This isn't Boom Show. I will call you out.
Wasn't that a Dreamcast game? Oh, anyway.
You know, like I understand what maybe he was trying to get across. He said it very poorly. Like, I don't want to see a future where we are paying for a game 5 days early. That's not what this is, but no, I don't want to see that either. I think I would definitely call BS on that one, but unfortunately, that's not what happened here. So, you know, facts are facts. Sometimes we get it wrong, but naturally he didn't correct himself, as he doesn't like to do. I've seen him time and time again poo-poo on Xbox, and you know.
And RHETRI, you call out any motherfucker you want to on your show.
Thank you. On our show, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't know. It's RSJ saying I paid the Game Pass upgrade. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying people didn't do it for the early access, but that's not the full picture. That's not painting the complete picture. You know what I mean? So I have no doubt. Probably majority. I would even say probably majority of people maybe did it just for the early access, and maybe they don't care about the DLC. I do, but.
Yeah. No, I mean, to be fair, right? Like we were literally going into Labor Day weekend. And so for someone like me, especially, like I didn't have a lot of time this work week to play the game. But if you tell me that I'm going to get access to the game right before a long weekend, dude, that is
brilliant.
motivation
It was.
enough.
Yep.
It's brilliant.
Right.
Exactly, Hargeet.
Brilliant.
It's like it's brilliant to put that out there. Because you know most people are going to have the same mindset as me. You've got other stuff that you're going to have to do during the work week. And so the fact that this is coming out right before a long holiday, like you're going to get a lot of impulse buys just because of that.
Yeah. I could see, I mean, it was genius, like doing it with the holiday, and you're right, a lot of impulse
Perfect.
buying. I think we're going to see that marketing strategy happen more and more often with Xbox. I mean, clearly worked. They had over 1 million concurrent players within 24 hours, and then days later, I can't remember how long it took, but they passed 6 million players. We're not going to say sales. We can't say sales. We don't know what the sales are, but that is no longer a metric of success for Xbox.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah.
Was it a million on Steam?
No,
I think?
no, that was everywhere together.
It was all
No,
together.
no, Steam topped out. Well, the concurrent topped out at 330. Yeah, for Steam. Concurrent.
Hey, RHETRI.
Though, right?
Yeah.
RHETRI, I dropped
Yes,
it in the chat that's that we have on X in the group when there is the concurrent players that's most accurate. So if you want to put that up, because that's pretty reason we're talking about. Another thing, Hargeet and Silent, that I thought was pretty cool was the trend, like even in Game Pass, the Forza that came out last year, that like you could get that for free because it was included in Game Pass, but then they had a really nice deal if you wanted to buy the expansion that came out, where you not only got the expansion without having to buy the original game, but you got it at a discant.
Oh,
absolutely. And it worked on me. It worked on me, brother.
Or whatever. Yeah.
I'm such a sucker.
Well, and honestly, like it makes a lot of sense. It's a good way to get people in. Like you already have them in Game Pass. $30 is within the impulse buy realm, right? Like it's within that territory, because you're thinking, okay, well, a $60 or $70 purchase is full purchase. So I'm okay with a $30 purchase because it's reasonable. And something like that makes a lot of sense. And it's easy for that attach rate because people already have Game Pass. So when they see 30, they're like, holy crap, this is a deal. Like, I'm sure they got a lot of people that were in on it immediately because they were like, well, I've played these other games. I know how this is going to go. I'm going to want that content.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, for me, it was a mixed bag. Obviously, like I create content online, so getting it early is a benefit, but the DLC, and when they said Skyrim in space, I'm like, if it's anything even close to Skyrim, then I'm going to be all over this game. And it is to me. I got, God, almost 80 hours in this game already. It is, my wife is calling herself a Starfield widow. I have, I barely touch grass anymore. I'm the only reason I even have a tan is because I have 3 dogs and I have to take them out all the time. And I live in South Carolina. It's hot as hell here. Otherwise I would not see the outside. Like I'm not, dude.
Oh my God.
I haven't done this in a long time, and I'm not a young dude anymore, so I can't do this crap, and I shouldn't be doing this. It's destroying me. But I, no joke, have probably in the last 4 or 5 nights, the earliest I've gone to bed was 4 a.m. I'm not shitting you. Like, I can't stop. Yeah. So my wife was like getting up. She's like, "Are you still playing?"
It's like, man, I used to do that when I went to bars.
So that's better than me. I didn't sleep last night.
Oh my
still
God.
up
I was just about to ask you how many hours do
Hargeet.
you have logged in, Hargeet? And
Thank you so much for being
I don't
here,
know.
buddy.
I'm probably close to that 90-hour mark myself. I think I have 2 missions left.
Okay.
I've done all the faction stuff. Everything's all done. I just have to-
yeah.
But the
Right.
problem is, and now that I know, they're not wrong with the whole New Game Plus thing.
No.
So,
And I've heard a lot of people talk around it, and I'm
What do you mean?
eager
In
to
like
get to it.
what regard? I guess I'm missing what you're saying here. What do
if
you
you
mean?
haven't played through it, I don't want to ruin any of it. But
Oh, okay.
Nice.
there's just a structure of the way the game is that the game doesn't finish. Like you kind of,
Oh,
you
I
really
gotcha.
do kind of want to continue after you've
Ooh,
rolled.
nice.
Okay, all right. I mean, I was gonna do that
and again,
anyways,
I
but
don't
yeah,
want to ruin anything. You discover it for yourself, but
yeah.
it just. But
I love it.
They're not wrong. You really should
Okay,
try to finish
all right.
the game before you. I finished everything else, and now I'm like, I don't want to redo all. But I may just end up doing like the main campaign over and over because
Hell
there's
yeah.
reasons. So
Yeah, I mean,
We're being elusive. That's it. I love it.
again, I don't want to.
No,
ruin
no,
it.
no.
It- you might
Exactly.
as well
No, you're doing the
the
right
whole
thing.
beauty
You're
of
doing
this
the right
is
thing.
discover it yourself. But
Exactly.
yeah, it's
let's see.
No, that's the best way, dude.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we don't want to spoil anything. And the geeky nerd saying, "I'm not a fan of paying extra for early access for a service I'm already paying for. Slippery slope for me. Glad others like doing so though. If Netflix did something similar, I wonder how people. Yeah, but
See,
but geeky,
there's
that's not the
more.
thing. It's
Exactly.
not just early. See, that's my problem with it. If it was just early access, I would have made a video just ripping on Xbox and tearing Phil a new asshole.
Exactly.
I would have, trust me when I say I would have ripped him a new a-hole. Except that's not it. You're getting DLC and you got other content as well. You got the music, you got the art, you got costumes, and you got DLC for that price. So I'm with you, nerd. Like that is not a future I want to live in. Where if it was just early access, I would absolutely lose my mind. I would absolutely. That is predatory. That is not okay. That is not what happened here,
That's
though.
funny to
You
me.
know what I mean?
Since I don't have FOMO, it's like I don't care. But
Yeah.
I wanted to play.
We were talking about that. Like we
Yeah.
were talking about that earlier. He's like, I don't have FOMO. I'm like, I definitely do. But it also led me to Elden
Yeah, I
Ring.
got
So
like the Constellation Edition.
Oh
so.
damn! Oh nice.
Nice.
How's that watch treating
this
you?
guy talking about I don't have FOMO and he spent that amount of money on
But
a
I'm like,
Constellation
I'm
Edition.
just gonna get the Constellation Edition. So what the heck, right? So
Right,
I have
exactly.
it. It doesn't matter to me. So like whatever.
See, and that's
I do
a
want to
big
throw
thing.
something. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just going to say that on that with the watch, which was really cool. A lot of people called out and noticed that a certain Reforged Gaming actually was in his video, kind of slamming Starfield, being hard on it, I should say. He's now coming around, as it were, because he realizes his view count goes up. But he had the watch on, and people were calling him out for that.
Oh.
Like, hey man, what's that? What's that? Is that the Starfield watch?
Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah. You mean the guy that you interviewed?
Yes. Now, it's a good interview. I was fair.
Hey.
Fair.
Yeah. Listen, Dave was like asked me like, should I do it? Yeah, interview him. Like it's your channel. Do what the hell you want. Yeah, people are gonna come at you. People are gonna give you crap for interviewing a guy like that. F them. Who cares? It's it's not their channel. If they don't like it, they can go somewhere else. All right, here we got a super chat right here from Reishi or Reichi. $2 super chat. The Ebony, I don't understand this. Maybe it's going over my head. The Ebony Warrior lost his job with Starfield. Can anyone explain that to me? What he's talking about? Or Reichi, maybe you can elaborate. I have no clue what he's talking about. I don't know if that's a spoiler thing, or I don't know if he's being spicy. I'm not really sure.
I think he's being spicy, but I don't know
exactly
who he's talking about, because there are a few folks that come to mind, but I don't want to say anything and be wrong in this situation.
Yeah, right. yeah. I
It
don't
seems
know.
like a
appreciate
bad
the super
spot to
chat,
be
for
wrong.
sure.
I do appreciate that. I don't. Maybe you can DM me and like.
Yeah, you can just elaborate in the chat. You don't have to do another super.
Or
we'll read it out.
Definitely don't do another super. We'll read it out if he does, let me know, guys, because I'm not.
Somebody said it's a character in
Morrowind. Oh, okay.
Yeah, a character.
Oh,
I thought he was
okay.
going somewhere else with this.
661.
So.
All right.
Oh,
Cool.
there you go.
I don't want to be that racist podcast. I got worried there for half a second. I was like, should I read this? I was worried. I'm not gonna lie.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah. I mean, appreciate the super chat. Thank you. Yeah, it's been hot. I should have known that. It's been a hot minute since I've played
it's been a long time since I played that game. Hell yeah.
Yeah. I mean, at least I know there's like question mark with Xbox, and I'll bring this up. Someone said in the chat, the stuff we have to look forward to on Xbox as well is like Hellblade 2, Avowed, Towerborn. Not obviously, this is not all necessarily first party. Sort of Towerborn. Flight Sim 2024, penciled in for next year, plus day one Game Pass drops. Yeah, I mean, we got Liza P coming up, for God's sakes. I mean, I want to play that game, but like Starfield. So I don't know. I don't know what to do. Like, this is one of those things where you kind of have to, I don't know, either add more to your backlog or take a break.
But RHETRI, Starfield's forever. Just remember, it's forever.
Yeah. I just I'm not, like I was saying earlier, I'm not necessarily the type of gamer who goes back to stuff. So kind of like when I'm in, I haven't touched a single thing since Starfield Early Access came out. Literally nothing. Besides watching some TV shows and stuff like that.
Hey, RHETRI, you need to highlight the Infinity DOK's comment about Phil, because that's actually that's a good point. It's still early in the year, folks.
Let me see.
It's right below Cypher's.
Gotcha. I see. Yeah. Infinity DOK. Phil also said there would be more in 2024 from first party. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's plenty of unknowns. I don't see like id Software's game coming out next year, probably an announcement. Like, I don't see like Tim Schafer new game. I don't know if that will come out next year, but I don't know. Maybe I don't know what else it could be from first party. I'm sure there's plenty of third party deals.
Stuff that we haven't seen, you mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he's talking about stuff. That we haven't seen at all.
Game? What's the studio that Bethesda has that's making like a multiplayer game? I can't remember.
Yeah.
I never can
Is it
remember.
Roundhouse?
It's Roundhouse or something like that.
Yeah.
Is that supposed to be a
There's a
gas?
rumor.
Is that a gas game or is that?
No, there's a rumor that it could possibly be based off of Starfield.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or
they're
it
talking
could be
about the
based off of,
multiplayer.
like a Marvel or something like that. I don't know. There's so
that
many
could be it too.
rumors about
Yep. That's
or
true.
Lord of the Rings or whatever. But
Mandalorian.
but yeah, so their game maybe is something we find out about. There's Indiana Jones at some point. That's got to come out, right?
Yeah, that one I'm wondering. Yeah. Do you guys think we'll see Indiana Jones next year?
I know. We got
You
the
think
Tokyo
maybe
Game
holiday?
Show coming up.
Yes,
I don't think that,
but I don't think we're gonna see Indy there.
But I think
What
we
about
might see it at
the
Game
award show?
Awards.
Yes,
I think we could
that
see it
might
at the
be.
Game Awards.
I feel awards is the place. For
I
that.
think Hellblade gets a release date there, but
Oh,
because I would
at
expect
TGS, you think, or at
no,
the-
at the
right?
Game Awards. TGS would only
Okay.
be stuff that's focused in Asia, right? So
Right.
I agree.
I don't know if they have there is potential for Tango to announce the next big game they have.
Yeah,
Right?
Evil
That's a
Within, probably,
potential.
maybe.
3.
Probably, right?
Yep.
So that's a possibility. They also have this, new Square partnership that could build something there, right? So maybe there's some announcements there. They always seem to have some cool things coming into Game Pass from the TGS, so it's something to look out for.
What about Kojima? Like, what the hell is going on? Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably too
I'm
early, but
ambivalent to them
Teaser
doing it in
at the
TGS
most.
because it's a big deal for them, right? But
yeah,
there's just this Game Awards thing,
That's a
and
good
they
point.
already did the announcement
True,
for the
very
PlayStation 1 at
true.
Game Awards. I think it's Microsoft's turn now, and I could totally see Kojima walking on stage and announcing their Xbox game on the Game
That would
Awards.
be so awesome.
Very, very likely possibility.
I do agree with you. I think that's a better place to do it. I do definitely
but it
agree
could
with
be
that.
both. It could be a teaser, right? They did the first time with Death Stranding, and you're like seeing a naked what the heck is this guy's name? The actor
from
right with the
Norman
baby
Reedus.
thing, and you're like, and he's crying or whatever, right? You're like, what the heck is this? And you're like, okay, wait till Game Awards to see more or something like that, right? And then you get like the pull to say, okay, come over to the Game Awards to watch what this thing actually is or something, right? So it's viable that they could do both. But I just like there's just this Jeff Keighley, Kojima thing going on. So I just think he'll want the announce, right? So we'll see.
Yeah.
So I do
ahead.
kind of think, though, in regards to Indiana Jones, getting back to that side of things, I think based on what we heard from Todd Howard, that we'll probably end up hearing something at E3 of 2024. I think that's the earliest we see something, because he's kind of been hinting. Yeah, he was kind of hinting at that. I think it was in an interview that he was stating where he's like, expect more. The next time that we show will be next year, which would lead me to think E3 2024. But I mean, who knows? But I kind of doubt we didn't.
I mean, with that thinking, that game's not coming out to 2025.
Oh, easy.
Best,
summer 2025 at the earliest. I would think
that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, so next year they already got Flight Sim 2024 coming, right? There's Hellblade.
Yeah.
Do we have any other confirmed one? Is Avowed like actually coming next year?
I don't think it's confirmed, but I have a feeling that could be was that confirmed? I didn't think it was.
No, maybe you're right.
Maybe
you're right.
Game. I don't know
That'd
if it was.
Be nice.
Yeah, I can't remember if it was confirmed, but I wouldn't be surprised if Avowed did come out next year. That wouldn't shock me at all.
Yeah.
So you got 3 right there, right? Yeah, 3.
So Flintlock potentially.
But that's not a first party, right?
Right, if you're going outside of first party, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, they definitely have some good third party stuff coming up. But yeah, I don't know. Like,
well, they got Call of Duty coming out, right? Oh, I'm sorry, not yet.
Oh,
so close.
Too soon.
What?
Yeah.
No, never soon enough.
That'd be awesome.
Well, but that does make me think though. Like they said the time of they should be hitting their four first party AAAs a year. So what the hell what's the 4th? You know what I mean? Like what? So something's got to be coming out.
Well, I mean, we don't even know if Avowed is actually really coming out next year, right? So,
we don't really know. I'm just assuming.
But
yes,
beginning of the year, at least we're going to expect Hellblade's going to be there, right? So,
yeah,
which is why I'm saying the Game Awards likely will have this actual fighting. We finally get to see the fighting mechanics in the game and a release date, and then we'll see when maybe January, February, like they did this year. There'll be another, mini announce of here are the games coming over the next few months until June, right? And then June will be the big releases of the rest of the year, and then onwards.
All right, I guess
okay,
I guess of how it is 2024. That's what they're saying.
Okay.
Tentative
Infinity
date.
said
So.
that. Thanks, Infinity.
Yeah, thank you guys for calling us out. Amit too for calling. Kumar
realistically
for
too.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if we ended up seeing a new Forza Horizon.
That's what I was just going to mention. I didn't know
that might be due next year.
Yeah, that could be next year.
That's kind of my thought. Is just like with the time cadence that they usually get. Obviously, it's been a little different the last couple of years, but this could kind of land for this next year. potentially.
And I hope it's in Tokyo Drift Fest. That'd be
Yes,
awesome.
that would be amazing.
I agree. I think it's time. I think it is definitely time for it to be in Tokyo. Everyone's been calling for it forever. A lot of people were like, when they heard Mexico, they were like, "Oh," which ended up being a fantastic game. And Mexico ended up being a much cooler location than I think a lot of us. We just were like, "Oh, a big giant dust bowl," and did because we're stupid Americans didn't realize. Oh yeah, they got elevation too. So yeah, Mexican's a beautiful country, and they showcased it very well in that game. But I know a lot of people are clamoring for it to be Tokyo, and I don't blame them. G may be saying Gear 6 will be announced. I don't know.
Probably.
Maybe.
Probably.
I'm with guys
next
like
E3, right? Next E3.
Yes,
right?
yeah.
I think that's what what he was getting at.
Probably.
Yeah.
And people in the chat, yes, we do know that E3 is not coming next year, but the E3 time frame is pretty much a staple in everybody's head.
E3 traditional.
E3. Yeah, exactly.
E3 traditional isn't there, but E3 is there.
Oh yeah,
because we don't know what to call it. Freaking Phil didn't even know what to call it. Like he was calling it E3. He's like, I don't really know what to call it.
Like
in an
Summer
interview,
Game
I was like,
Fest,
me either.
Xbox Fan Fest, and there's a whole bunch of other things.
There's way too many shows not to call it like one thing. It's really annoying. Yeah, so we're just gonna stick with that. Just like a lot of people still call X Twitter, which I don't blame you guys for doing because it's Thanks, Elon. Anyways,
it's the funniest thing ever to switch it to X. But anyway, whatever.
I know. I have it right there. X. Yeah. X me. Like I don't. It's just weird to say. Whatever.
Dude, RHETRI. I don't know if you saw in the chat, but Sour Blow, my brother, in here throwing some shade. He's saying that can Hargeet provide some of that hair to RHETRI and Silent Cypher?
Oh man,
Sour Blow. You're due to be on this show, brother. You saw what I did live to Louis. You want to come in this show, dude?
Please let me be
I'll roast you in real time, brother. I appreciate. That's all good. Listen. You don't fight it when you're going bald. Your hair's receding. Just shave it.
It's not bald. It's shaved. It's an option.
I do shave it. I do shave it. I've been shaving my head forever. But yes, appreciate. Thank you, Sour Blow, for showing up and throwing shade at the bald guys. Appreciate that.
All I can say is I think Sour Blow owes us a super chat. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, Sour Blow, pay up. Next time you're gonna insult us, pay for it.
I'll make him pay. I'll make him pay. Don't worry.
You're gonna pay. Yeah, we're gonna make you pay when we're another. Let's see here. Hold on. Let's see. Get my buddy in here. What's up, October Snowman? Silent should do every trailer for every game coming out this year in his coming soon voice. I can't do it, but he sounds way cool.
Hold on.
There you go. Do it. Give us that sweet goodness. Okay.
In a world where Hargeet Chani was roaming the European crossroads, he found a lot of aliens. He found a lot of rats. This coming summer. I've got nothing.
I thought you were gonna go like next summer. Watch Hargeet give all his hair to RHETRI. That's where I thought you were going with it.
This summer.
Oh no!
Watch Hargeet Chani give RHETRI and Silent Cypher and WEBDAVE all of his hair.
Hair transplants. I love it. Thanks, Hargeet. You're the best. Oh goodness. Hey man, welcome out. Over 150 people in the chat. Thank you guys for being here. We really appreciate it. We have gotten ourselves up 100%. To 106 likes, but we really need to hit our goal of 300 likes. Please help us out. Poor RHETRI, he needs to pay his bills, and he also, his little puppies need dog food. So please, help out any way you can by liking this video, right?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, I'm trying.
So back in 2021, I was making a joke about in a world where PlayStation has no games. I think we're there. So go for it.
We are there.
We are there. It happened. Hargeet literally predicted it.
Where PlayStation has no video games.
Where ponies still buy bricks.
Spider-Man 2 Metacritic rating 87.
Wait, is that Spider-Man 2 the expansion pack that's coming out?
I'm
sorry. Oops.
Dave loves the crap on Spider-Man. I'm gonna play the crap out of that game, just like I did Miles Morales. That game is, it's fantastic. Plus, it was properly priced. I think it was like when it came out, I think it was $50. So because it was supposed to be DLC and then expanded to a full game, but I don't know. I love that game. But
and it
to each their
included a remaster of Spider-Man 2018, inflating the sales numbers of Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's a good point, Hargeet. You're not wrong. They do like to do their bundles, even with the PlayStation when they are having issues with.
I mean, I can't say that others don't do the same thing. Nintendo's famous for doing this. Microsoft's famous. They all do it. So, but it is kind of funny how they inflate their numbers.
Like G maybe says it's not bald. It's a default hairstyle. I don't know if I like that any better, G. I don't know if I like that any better, G.
It's not a default. It's not a default style. It's a choice.
It's a life choice. Yeah. No problem.
It's a sexy
Colin
choice.
says, says I showed up 100 minutes into the broadcast. Yeah, you late. I know what you were doing. I'm gonna look it up. You were probably playing Starfield. The same
But you know
course
what?
I'm gonna be
That's
doing
okay,
right after this.
because
that is perfectly okay.
This is you can watch this as soon as it ends. There you go. Start it all over from the beginning.
Our sexy ball captain. That's you, Cypher. So congratulations to Starfield. You made it. You made it. Over 6 million people playing your awesome game. I have a question for you guys. It's not a fair one, but I don't care. What would you rate the game if you were IGN? No, what would you rate the game right now with the amount of hours you've played? I'm just curious where everyone's sitting. I know where I'm sitting. I'll go last, but I'm just curious. Hargeet, what number would you give it out of 10?
That's a 3 out of 10. No. Look, so this whole rating thing is kind of annoying, right? Because it then has like I know IGN wants to say it's all subjective. The only subjective one is ACG, who doesn't give you a rating, right? It's all based on his feelings, right? So it's totally subjective. Buy it or don't buy it, right? That's very cool.
Yes.
Because then there's no like this game versus this game are at the same level. It's all gone. It's just buy it or don't buy it, right? And so very subjective, which is awesome. That's not what IGN does. They actually put numbers, which is why I hate numbers myself. But if I had to put one for me, this is Tears of the Kingdom level. And why am I saying that?
Wow.
It's the last game that I played where
I know how much you love that.
Yeah, and I didn't sleep either. So it was the same thing. I just stayed up and kept playing playing because I just couldn't, like, it was just in my head. It's like I have to keep playing. And so I couldn't even bother. It's like I'm just gonna keep playing. Right. It's like, oh crap, I have to start working now.
Right. Yeah. I gotta live life. I gotta do things. Right.
Right. And you just look at the clock after a while, like, it's really that late. Oh my God. You just don't realize how much time is spent. So to me, it's at that level. If I'm judging right now, like Tears of the Kingdom by far at the beginning of the year was my game of the year. It's automatic. It's Tears of the Kingdom, right? And it certainly delivered. It delivered, right? It's up there. Baldur's Gate 3 came out of nowhere, and I thought, hey, it was gonna land. Like Larian does good work. It's gonna land, but it landed even better than expected, right? So it's right there up with Tears of the Kingdom. I still think Tears of the Kingdom would win because I don't know how many people would vote Baldur's Gate over Tears of the Kingdom. So I think Tears of the Kingdom would still win Game of the Year, right? So for me,
fair enough.
I'm now coming into this and saying I think Starfield beats it. And and that, like, when they had that showcase, and that was when I was like, this is different. This is more than I expected, right? And then when I played it, now I have to go in with certain things. I don't care about base building. I don't care about crafting. I'm not sitting there going, oh, I need to add this mod to my. I don't give a shit. I haven't done any of that. Okay, so I've done the quests, and the quests gave me such awesome loot that I've never needed anything. I get these epic weapons, I get these epic ships, and I'm like running around, no problems, right? So, and I chose from the very beginning to be a diplomat, which means I talk my way out of everything. I don't have to have the fights. So a lot of people are playing a different game than I am.
I'm playing the exact opposite game you are.
And that's totally fair. That's the beauty of Bethesda. You can play
exactly.
it totally differently, right?
Yes.
And you have a totally different experience. For me, it's like I walk into a situation where you're gonna have to have a gun battle, and I just tell them, you just need to like do this my way because like I'm awesome, and they just do it. Right? It just does it. And if you don't understand what diplomat is, you know how like you have like a medicine or a science or a whatever, right? All of those. If diplomat, you have all of them. You have every single one of those, right? So you can just use that automatic win on anything, right? So I just get to walk into a conversation. On top of that, I put my persuasion up to 4. So I basically can walk. I maybe have 5% where I have to fight, 95% where I talk my way out of it.
Wow.
Awesome.
So,
do you also have like the fear?
Did
Did you also click on like the fear trait in your persuasion section?
I'm doing
you didn't even do that?
Clean.
Okay.
I'm doing everything Paragon, right? So I'm doing everything nice.
Okay.
And right, so I walked my way.
So just like Hargeet is in real life, he literally
right?
is playing himself.
and like others are like, oh, I have to go find credits. I have to go, like I have over 1 million credits. I don't care. I like it's just not an issue for me. So like I'm sitting pretty on like, and I'm like 2 missions away from finishing the game, right? So my experience has been to me it's a 95. Right. But that's my experience because I didn't have all those issues that like you have to go find this and you want to land on somewhere on the planet and then run around a planet for like 20 million years. And I don't know why you would want to do that, but okay. Right. Fine.
Exactly.
That's not my experience because I know better. Like if I was running from here to Boston, I'd probably die because my heart would probably collapse. But you know, but somebody wants to run from one part of a planet all the way around to the other side of the planet. I'm like, dude, why don't you run to your nearest city and tell me how long that takes? How long do you think it takes for you to run from your city across Earth and come back? And like, what, 5 years? Good luck. Yeah. What do you, fine. You want that problem? Have fun with that problem. Oh, you want to go from Mars to Jupiter and you want to know how long that takes? Yeah, in real life, that's multiple years. Good luck. Good luck for multiple years. Just hold down the freaking, all right, good luck. Right. So they give you fast travel. To me, that's obvious. Right. But apparently to many people out there, that's like, that's terrible. Why isn't there like this weird, stupid gamified thing where you can go really, really fast and forget relativity and forget the real physics of the world? And I can just get like, okay, but that's not what they went for. They went to NASA and said, what would be realistic? And well, what they did is what was realistic. So, and if you're going to be exploring the world, guess what? Most of those planets are going to be barren. I'm sorry, but that's the way it is. Right?
And I'm usually like, video games doesn't need to be real. It doesn't need that realism. But I tell you right now, it's not bothering me. Like I was one of those people where I wondered if the lack, like it being too realistic with them going to NASA and them doing all the research. I'm like, is this just going to be boring to me? It's not that. It's not that to me. I'm hooked.
Start to finish. I have not had a time where I'm bored. I had, because like, for me, it was just missions, right? I like followed the pattern they gave me. I got into the city and literally every turn I took, I got another mission. I got another mission and another sidetrack and another mission and another mission. And I'm like, okay, I literally did not start the mainline quest until 45 hours in. So that was when I started the first one. Damn. And I'm like, okay, now I'm not going to do that. I went and finished all the factions. So at 70 something hours is when I started to do the mainline missions.
That's awesome.
So, and their side faction stuff is fantastic.
It is. I swear, I think I like the side stuff better than the main quest. I swear I do.
And
some of them are so good.
Have you finished it, RHETRI, yet? Or
no, not the main quest. No, I'm like 80 hours in. So, but I haven't done the main quest. I kind of did what you did.
Wait till you get into the main quest.
Okay.
It's rather intriguing. But anyway, so that's the thing. So for me up to now, and I'm like maybe 2 missions away from finishing it. All right. And it's at a 95. Like the variety of things you can do. And I've just stumbled across things. Hey, I'll just go jump to this, solar system, and suddenly there's somebody in distress and it starts a whole mission. And you're like, okay, well, I wasn't expecting to do that, but you just go do this side thing, right? And I was in a party with Tim Dog. He's like, how many side missions have you done? I'm like, I have no idea. I'm like, I actually started counting. It was like 85.
Holy shit. Oh my God. Yeah.
Right?
That's a lot.
And again, I'm not even like going out after things. I'm not exploring. I'm just like going. Like I wanted to get to another solar system, which is why I jumped to that solar system so I could get to another one. And I jumped to that one and got sidetracked on a whole like 2-3 hour mission.
Bingo.
Right? That's just the way it is.
Someone listen. As someone who has like ADD, this game can be an effing nightmare because I'm just like, ooh, I'll go do that. Ooh, like pretty flowers. Ooh, over here, like something shiny.
So,
like as happened to me too, Hargeet. Like you go to that planet, you have this plan. I'm doing this thing, and then you don't do that thing. You do something else.
And that exact thing is what happens in Tears of the Kingdom. Because you literally say, I'm going to go to that location to get this specific thing. On the way, you find 20 different things. You're like, oh, I'll go do that. Let me go do that. It's like, what the heck is that? Like, it's just the way it is, right? And so, to me, this is at that level. And I think just, from an overall feel, even though I love Tears of the Kingdom, I think this thing edges it out. Now, do I think the media thinks that? No, because the majority of this is going to be down to the actual major media like IGN, GameSpot, and PC Gamer, those kind of people, right? So, and they gave it a 7, right? All three of them gave it a 7. So I'm saying it's out. I don't like from my gut. It says it's out of. I don't even think it's going to get nominated. So I think it's out of contention. Right?
You might be right.
For me,
I definitely agree.
For me, it's game of the year. And I mean, and understand, I'm a Nintendo guy. I love Zelda, right? I was like, it's absolute Zelda is.
Hargeet was giving me all kinds of crap when I was like, I want to play Zelda, and he's like, oh yeah, did you like Skyrim? Oh, he's like set me up to like that game. So I know how much, I know how passionate you are about Zelda. So that's saying something.
So for me to say that means it really is a step above what I was expecting. And it's beating out, because I didn't think this was going to beat it. I don't think Starfield was going to beat it. I don't think Baldur's Gate 3 is going to beat it. Tears of the Kingdom is Tears of the Kingdom. So I thought that was going to be absolute. But now I really have a feeling, if it was up to me, this is the game of the year. But there's more to come. I got to be like fair to that. There's more to come. It's only September. We still have like Spider-Man, to be fair. We have Mario coming. We have Liza P. We have a whole bunch of other ones. Alan Wake. I don't know. Any of those could potentially be a game of the year contender. I don't know. Right. So we'll see. Right. So Armored Core 6, for instance, did people see that coming? That turned out to be a pretty good game. Right. So we don't know. Right. And so we'll see what happens. I unfortunately, because of the media shenanigans, I don't think it'll get nominated. So, which is sad. But for me right now, this is game of the year. That's where I'm putting it. So I'd say it's a 95. And that's where I would put Tears of the Kingdom. Tears of the Kingdom, I think, is at Open Critic 96, but I would put it at 95. I think they're both neck and neck, and I would edge this one out just because, like, I've done Zelda over and over and over and over and over again. And even though it's very good, this is new, right? This is something cool. It's new, so I would edge this out over that. And it's not like I found it lacking. I know a lot of people want to do the crafting, and they're like, "Oh, it's not crafting enough," and I'm like, I don't care. To me, what I wanted out of the game, it's doing all of it. So that's where I put it.
Okay, fair enough. That's a great score, 95. I honestly didn't think you were going to even go that high. So that's fantastic. But hey, and that's Hargeet's opinion, and he's welcome to it. And he's right. But anyways, we got a $5 super chat from Spartan 66661. He says, my hair is like Daniel McGee's, and I donate it to cancer patients through Locks of Love. Oh, that's awesome, brother.
That is awesome.
Every few years, awesome. I do it since I was a teen. That is such a cool program.
Yes.
So you got beautiful Jesus hair, just like my boy Daniel McGee. So congratulations on that. That's such a cool charity. It's so cool that something like out there like that exists,
and it really helps.
So thank you for that. It really does. Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate that, brother. Thank you for the super chat, and thank you for doing what you're doing with cancer patients out there. Cypher. So, hard question. I don't know how many hours you put into this. I can't remember what you said, but I'm going to make you give us a score. Gun to head. I don't like having to do numbers too, but it's the world we live in, unfortunately. I kind of do agree with what Hargeet said. After seeing where this landed with Metacritic and just knowing the media, he might be right. It might not even get a Game of the Year nod. I could see it happening. I know it deserves it, but I could definitely see it happening. But for you personally, what's your take on the game, and what score would you give this sucker?
So personally for me, I'm kind of sitting around like a 93, which
Okay.
honestly, that was kind of what I was going into it as, is like I assumed this thing was going to be above the 90s for sure, but I kind of wasn't 100%. But I think back in the day I said 93, and then I kind of settled into 93. Is like I feel like there are some missed opportunities in regards to some of the crafting, kind of like what Hargeet was saying. Um, some of the crafting stuff that you saw in Fallout 4. And
Okay.
it would have been cool if some of that stuff had been implemented. But in regards
Like, what are you talking
to,
about exactly? Because I'm confused. Because
well,
when I think crafting for Starfield, I think there's an insane amount of crafting. But maybe it's
so
like the mechanics within the crafting you're talking about, or
with Fallout 4, like a lot of it was like you could create weapons and all sorts of stuff like with just a bunch of
oh,
random
like from okay, I see
Yeah.
what you're saying. From scratch. I mean, you can mod guns in Starfield, but
Yes,
you're
it's
talking
just
about
not.
from nothing. You're talking about from
Yeah,
bolts and yeah.
it's
there
not
aren't
as
nearly as
granular.
many mods, right? There's not as much variety, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Okay, fair
it's not
enough.
as granular maybe as Fallout 4 was. But that being said, like I mean, I'm not giving this thing a 7 out of 10, right? Like 90,
I was waiting. I actually
93.
expected you to go 7. Like I just thought you were just going to be a dick.
I could have been a dick, but everyone knows I'm gonna be that usually anyway, so I
Yeah.
figured I'd change it. I'd
Change
surprise
it up.
people.
Yeah.
But no, 93 is kind of where I sit. Honestly, like I've had a great experience with it so far. That being
Okay.
said, like obviously I've not gotten to the lengths as like Hargeet has gone to, or some of these other folks. Like I think Umbra and Everborn also even were saying like they're 70 or like 80 or 90 hours into this thing.
I checked out Umbra because I like to compete. I'm not going to beat
Yeah.
this dude. He's at
No,
day
no.
5. He's over 5 effing days.
Yeah, and I
Man,
think I just
That's a guy you
hit
know doesn't
right-
have kids and is not married. Sorry, Umbra. Just call.
Yeah. No, and I mean that's accurate, right? Is like if you approached me with this game back in like 2006, 2008, before I had kids, then yeah, like I could have put so much time into this. At this point,
yeah.
I'm sitting right around like 28, 29 hours total, like actual game saves, not what Xbox tells you. Because if
Yeah.
you read off of what Xbox tells you, I've
Yeah, they're
got
different
like
numbers.
36 hours, 37 hours, or something ridiculous. It's counting a bunch of that pause time, but like I've had a really good time with it so far. And from what I understand from the conversation I've had, I've not even been into the main stories. And that's what kills me. Like every time I talk to everyone, it's just like when Hargeet's talking about it, or anyone else I've talked to has been talking about these different occurrences. Yes, I've had some of these moments here and there. They're similar, but generally, like we're all going in different directions. We're all going in different paths. And I think that's the thing that excites me the most about this. And that's why it kind of brings me more to like, yeah, maybe it's not going to get hit with a game of the year, because as we know, because of the way the system is, like it's focused mainly on the ratings. So because we had some, pardon the language, because we had some shit heels out there that chose to give it kind of a weighted score, this thing's probably not going to get a game of the year. But in regards to me, like I think this is definitely a game of the generation contender, because you look at this thing and every time I talk to someone, it's a different experience.
Yeah.
And that's astounding to me. Like the fact
It's like
that
it's a different water cooler moment. It's not that water cooler moment where you go, "Did you see this thing?" Yeah, I did too. It's that thing where I saw this thing and you haven't even touched that planet yet because there's fucking 1,000 of them.
No, that's I even going into the conversation on Friday when I was hanging out there over there with Boom and some of the other guys too, is like when we were talking in the morning, I was like, man, some of the things I've experienced are so cool. And they're like, wait, what are you talking about? I don't even know who are you referring to? It's like it's a whole different experience every time. And that's been really cool to me, is like every time that I've talked to someone, it's like a different experience or slightly different takes on the experience. And I think that's one of those things where like this thing is going to stand out, whether people like it or not, whether people who don't want this game to succeed or not, like this thing is going to succeed in a long-term scale. And it's been great to see. Like the conversation every time has been refreshing. Every time I talk to anyone, it's always an engaging and fun experience because we're all doing different things. And Why So Serious actually just brought up something, right? Like I love the weapon mods. I can't wait until we see actual system mods for this too, right? Because you and I both know like this is going to get ridiculous. This is going to be on the scale of something like Skyrim or whatever, and it's going to last. It's going to be in the conversation for a long time.
This motherfucker, KSante calling you out. Get good, Cypher. This dad has 3 days plus on the game. All right, K calling you out.
Thanks, you know what? That's fair. That's fair. I appreciate the hustle. Thank you, KSante.
Good for you. Someone call up on K. He's not taking care of his children. He's ignoring their needs.
He put him right in front of Dora the Explorer and was like, "I'll be back."
Right.
Just stay here.
A few days. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. So you're sitting. All right. So Hargeet was at a 95. You're at a 93. This is seriously respectable numbers. I can be honest with you, a little higher than I thought they were going to be. I'm not surprised seeing where Metacritic is landing. I got a ration of shit for this on Boom Show when we did a predict. Actually, it might have been Mavs too. I can't remember where I said this. It might have been Pong or Mavs on one of their special shows. When I predicted an 82 for this game because of the media, I expected this backlash. I wasn't that far off, as we're sitting at 85 right now. But I always had to say, like, because everyone, oh, what 82? Oh my god, what are you talking? I didn't think it was ever going to deserve an 82. I always said I think it's going to land around an 82, but possibly be a game of the year contender for me. And but I'll get back on that. Dave.
Yep.
You've actually put some decent hours in this game as well.
I have.
What are your thoughts? And give us your if you were famous enough to be on Metacritic, you lucky ducky, what would you score it?
Well, I'll give you my score up front, then I'll explain why after. I would give it a 95 out of 100. Okay. Easy. Right. This game is phenomenal. It does everything you want it to do. It brings you in. It sucks you in. There's so much stuff to do. It's so much good stuff to do. And it's like you just like Hargeet said and like Silent said, you go off in one direction. Oh, I'm going to get this. And then like, the little shiny sparkle in the corner. Ooh, what's this? Yeah. And you go off in it, and then you're able to just enjoy it, come back to that, work on the main quest, go off on some side quests. Hey, let's do the Mantis missions. Why? Because it gets you some cool ships, some cool stuff to make the other stuff maybe easier or fun to do. It's just, it's so awesome. And it's your game. You play it your way. And almost nobody's is the same experience. Go ahead, Hargeet. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, I was just curious. Did you do the Mantis mission because you heard about it, or you just did it?
That one.
I actually was going through the notes and saw the thing, and then it clicked on make the quest thing pop up. I was like, oh, okay, yeah. So I actually started reading the notes. That was how I found out about it.
Dude,
and so you just did it on your own, right?
Yep, and then I started seeing all the stuff
happened to me. I was like, I have to like get some like experience, and I don't want to do these. Let me just do this Mantis thing. I had no idea what it was.
That's such a great mission. I actually knew about that one. So
I'm like, what?
Yeah, but I was being a cheap son of a bitch, and I was looking up like how to get the awesomest armor, and Mantis just kept coming up. So when Dave talked about the Mantis mission, I was like, you already finished it? I haven't even started. He's like, oh yeah, it's awesome. I got all this cool stuff. I'm like, I was instantly jealous.
FOMO.
Anybody starting, definitely do that mission early on.
Yeah, it's so good. Worth it.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So and the thing about the game of the year thing, maybe I get it, maybe I don't. To me, if it doesn't get at least nominated for game of the year, it's an injustice to the gaming community today. I just, it's a travesty if it at least doesn't get nominated. If it doesn't win, that's another ball of wax. And there is other categories,
RPG, right? There's an RPG category, I think, right?
And there is.
Yeah.
There's also
Maybe
best.
it'll get nominated there.
Was it best dramatics, best cinematography type, categories. There's different categories.
Yeah,
which
is the one I think they'll win.
Sound,
music.
Sound's a great one
amazing.
for Starfield. Yeah,
sound is.
They'll give it to Spider-Man or something. It's
probably something stupid.
Yeah,
you're right.
Sorry, that's just reality.
Well, let's hope it doesn't happen, Hargeet. Let's hope they grow a conscience, grow a brain, grow a dick, whatever it takes.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Damn. When Dave's on vacation, he had a few drinks tonight, I think. Let's go.
Dave, you realize who runs
what?
the video game awards, right?
Yeah,
when you're on vacation and you're in Gatlinburg,
you get to
free
dream.
samples. You just have a lot of fun.
When you have free samples, it's like pace up in here.
I wish
Sam's Club.
I wish I were in the same mindset. The idea that video game awards would actually put a Microsoft title into.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm thinking the tides are going to start turning, dude. I'm telling you, times are going to start turning.
Deathloop in there. They had Psychonauts, right?
But
why? But why
Deathloop?
Guys,
was before.
Was there another one?
Times are turning. I'm just saying. One last thing.
By the way, won the user choice game of the year, right?
Yeah, it's true. Yep. Yes, it did. I want to welcome out a lot of great people.
That's a way to make it happen, right? Starfield could win user choice.
Yeah.
Yep.
Never know.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Also, want to welcome
be how it happens.
We got the Epic Treasure is in our chat. Thank you so much for being here. So many great people. And Retri, I don't know if you saw some of this, but a lot of our chat spoke up and gave some of their what they would rank
numbers.
Yeah. So like right above the last super chat, right below the last super chat, like Rachel gave it a 8.4. Def Leppard said he would give it a 9 out of 10.
Nice.
International podcast, who's Crazy Louie.
2 out of 10.
He said 2 out of 10 because he works for IGN. Whatever. Anyway, we're ignoring
Don't worry. I'll punish him on Wednesday.
Good. But like the Hook Canuck said 97. So many other great scores in there. I mean,
don't be afraid. If you want to put your score out there, guys, and it's an IGN number, it's okay. Like I'm not. I'd be more curious, like why. You know what I mean? Like what can they improve for you personally as a gamer if you would give it a score that low? I'm just curious. You know what I mean?
If you want an improvement from me, the one thing I think they could add, and I think they'll probably do it in an expansion, is having at least on some planets a vehicle. I know it doesn't make sense on some, but on some planets having a vehicle of some sort. Might make it a little bit more interesting just to be able to go places, or maybe even expand your jetpack capability or something, whatever. But just things like that.
I lost that bet. I bet I was like, they're definitely gonna have land vehicles. I was wrong. But in the modding community, it's gonna be all over that in 2 seconds. That's gonna be easy.
I hope like in the next expansion they add some vehicle capability. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Galveston here. I just want to say that Sarah just told me it's not you, it's me. Talk about a letdown. She may have to die now.
You need to jettison Sarah right out of the plane as quick.
Okay.
Wow.
Hey, she is such a negative person.
Kay Asante said he would give it a 9 out of 10. I don't know if you saw that. Also, Richard, can you bring up Dragonheart Roby's comment, which is actually kind of cool?
I'm not seeing it.
Apologies to anyone who likes Sarah.
Is it above?
I'm just saying.
It's you scroll up. It's about 30.
I see it. Gotcha.
That's a good one to read.
All right, Dragonheart, you'll be at WebDave at the MAST building in Starfield. There's a flight simulator you can use to get your flying skills up. Bro, what insane. Yeah, that's true. You can keep doing that. Like
nice.
I have got to do that. I got to get back to that.
I didn't know that was there.
Just do that.
Yeah, join is that the Vanguard or whatever? That's the one.
Yes, I'm pretty sure it's the Vanguard mission.
Vanguard. You just join them or whatever. And they happen to have that as a mission. You have to do that to join.
Well,
that's true.
Yeah, very
that's
cool.
True.
Exactly.
You do.
It's literally the very beginning of their story arc. So that definitely helps.
hard to miss that one. Yeah, absolutely.
It's good
Although
stuff.
for
Just
some
do-
reason
like,
I
do
had
those
an
missions,
issue
man.
finding it.
All
But
clean. Like go to that the Yumi guy, whatever the first like little
Yep.
cop building right after the spaceport. You can go there, just get some missions there. It actually opens up a lot. And then Vanguard, I highly recommend the Vanguard as well.
Nice.
That's
Three
story.
Rangers, 3-star Rangers. I think that's the name of them.
That story, Hargeet. My
The
goodness.
Yeah.
Power Rangers.
The Power Rangers.
Power Rangers, no, 3-star Rangers. I
Yes,
think that's the name.
3-star Rangers.
Freestar range. Yeah,
Yeah,
that sounds
Power
right. Yeah.
Just playing.
But yeah, Aquila City, right? You definitely want to do that one too. It's really good, and you get something very awesome at the end.
See money over
So
here.
awesome.
Don't hate on Sarah. I'm not a fan of Sarah. I tell you, there's like 20 other women in that game I would choose over Sarah
Dude,
personally.
she
But,
argues and complains
know.
about every single thing. I
a little
do.
naggy. She's a little naggy,
I-
right, Cypher? Like
I feel
every
like
little
she's only
thing,
been
yeah.
with me on maybe 2 occurrences so far.
Yeah.
And
So
I
have you
know-
married her yet, Cypher? Have you married her? yet?
No,
yeah,
but
you like her.
realistically, I'm kind of thinking of maybe, holding
I
out
think
until I
you
find a better
like her.
option.
I think you like her.
I like the accent. I like the accent. I've always
That's true.
had a quirk for that accent, to be fair.
That's sarcastic.
If I'm being honest.
I don't know. Sarah lame. Yeah, I agree. I'm with you on that one. 100%. I guess I'm upsetting some people here, Colin Prom. You're talking about my wife, man. Them's fighting words. Yeah, all right, Colin. I guess some people like Sarah. I instantly did not really enjoy her company. I'm not gonna lie.
I feel like almost every time I made a decision in the game so far, she's always like, I don't
Like,
approve of what you've
you're
done.
right.
And I'm just like,
Yes.
okay,
Well,
well, I don't
perhaps
really
you're
care.
making the
Although-
bad decisions.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, I'm like, I know
fair.
I'm a pirate,
That's
so
fair.
everybody's getting shot. So
To
she's
be f-
probably like, you probably should have done that. I'm like,
To
yeah,
be
whatever.
Huh.
I
Sounds like
know
you
I'm
need
an
to take her out back
asshole,
like
and
Old Yeller.
I know I'm an
Jesus.
asshole and I accept it, but she doesn't seem to. For some
So for
reason.
me, it works pretty well
Right.
because again, I'm using
So you're
persuasion
you're playing
and my
the good
diplomat
guy.
capabilities. So
Right.
everything is all talking, right? So I get out of
Oh,
killing people
okay.
altogether.
Okay.
So
See, I'm being grizzly, and I'm not having any perk points go towards that. I'm being like, this is my way or the highway.
Oh no. Hoda Canuck says it gave her a bed though, but no fridge. She's starving. Go make your own damn sandwiches. You're screwed.
Ugh.
Yeah. Oh man.
Sandwich.
Sarah.
RHETRI, what's your score?
Okay, let's wrap this up. Sorry we went on a rant there, guys. For me, I'm with Hargeet. I'm giving it a 90. I'm giving it a 95. This game has got me hooked. I wasn't even sure if I was gonna like the space genre as a whole. I really Bethesda games are kind of hit miss for me. Like I like Fallout. I don't love Fallout. I love Skyrim. And this is my new Skyrim. This is my favorite Bethesda RPG ever. And I wonder, like, is it recency? Is it just because it's the new hotness? I don't know, but I don't remember a Bethesda game grabbing me like this. Pause. It's just it hits different. I can't stop. It reminds me of Elden Ring. I'm going to bed. I'm having Starfield dreams. Like, I can't stop thinking about Starfield when I'm not playing it. That's all I want to do. Be honest with you, I want to play it right now. You know what I mean? Like, I've been trying to avoid being guessing on people's podcasts. I'm like, oh, I can't make it. I'm not feeling well. I'm playing Starfield and going invisible because I don't want everyone to know I'm being a dick. But yeah, so for me, this game is great. I actually really, some of the negatives I've heard, like The Verge say, I really actually enjoy the combat. I think it's pretty dang good. It's certainly Bethesda's best, in my opinion. And I don't even know if that's an opinion. I kind of feel like that's just straight up fact. I think they leaps and bounds over Fallout 4 in that regard. And I really like a lot of the systems. I wasn't sure if I was going to get into the shipbuilding. I wasn't sure if I was going to get into the base building. And now I'm sitting there like I'm playing the damn Sims and I can't help myself and making these ungodly outposts and whatnot. But there are some issues. It would probably be a 10 out of 10. Like, I'm having syncing issues when I go from Xbox to PC. It literally just didn't sync at all yesterday. It was giving me saves that were 4 days old. So I looked it up. I'm not the only one, but it seems kind of sporadic with people. Like, some of the issues that I've had a lot of freezes on my Series X. and it's open. My Series X gets as much airflow as anything. So it's not that. I'm just getting random
I had
weird
one crash
freezes.
myself. Like, when it started 8 p.m. on Thursday. I tried to kick it off on PC, and it was still like not authed yet, so that I could actually play it. But the Xbox caught it first, so I'm like, fine, I'll just start here. I don't care. And so I started there, and then it crashed. Like right on the not to give too much away, but when you have that first battle with the spacers, right? I finished the battle, and then it just crashed. I'm like, okay. So I'm like, let me just check the PC. Since then, and it synced the save over, no issues. So I got the save exactly where I was. Since then, I've just been on PC, and I've had no issues, except today it gave me I have too many saves. Like, so I had to go delete.
Oh, really? Oh, I might have to do that too. I've been using that save like crazy and wondering when I was going to get that.
I just like save all the time and like whatever. So I got 150 saves, and it didn't like it. I'm like, fine, I just started deleting a bunch of old saves.
Yeah, the old stuff. It's like, who cares? Yeah, I think if you're staying like if you stay on PC, then it's just going to sync from the PC. But I think if you're going back and forth, it's definitely having some serious issues. And not on the X though. The X seems to sync fine. It's the PC can't sync from the console. It's having massive issues. I mean, it literally, I watched, like, usually that sync bar is about 5 seconds. Yesterday when I did it, 35 minutes. I timed it. 35 minutes for it to go the whole sync. And the other day just didn't work. It just did not work at all. So I was like, shit, this is kind of a problem, guys. Which I know they know about it. So
I didn't have the exact. I actually had the swap, right? So when I was on PC, it usually took about a minute for me to sync everything over. But when I went over to the Xbox, it would give me the constant error of we're having a hard time syncing your files.
Okay.
Of which usually it wasn't a big deal, because usually I could load into my previous save and it was within like 5 minutes. It was a negligible amount. But that being said, like, yeah, if you're losing like 20 or 30 minutes worth, oof. That's
So I mean, I would have quit out and then come back in. I had that a couple of times. I ended up rebooting my router and it seemed to pick it up. Or maybe it's just the next time you do it, it just works. I wonder if they're just running into not having enough capacity.
Congestion?
Right?
I think it's congestion.
Not expect this many people playing. And
I think it's congestion. I mean, we know for sure they hit at least 6 million. So like, who knows? It's a good, it's a good problem to have.
It's not like Microsoft can't fix that. They have some data centers, I hear.
It's a few.
I like this from Torino Johnson. Say, to be honest, guys, I'm playing right now while I'm listening. Perfectly fine. I love when people do that. I love mining a lot. I'm supposed to be doing missions. Yeah, you're always supposed to be doing something else, Torino. I'm supposed to be doing missions, but on the way, I have to mine this mineral or that mineral. It's very relaxing. Yeah, there is something to say. Like, I think like after I do like a crazy, like either battling in the stars in the starships or whatever, or battling with guns, and then doing like outpost or doing like crafting on the ship, or doing, like you said, like just gathering resources and stuff, allows you to kind of like reset, chill for a little bit, and then go back into the crazy stuff. And I think this game has an excellent balance of things that normally I think a lot of people might find boring. I'm not finding boring. Like the crafting stuff, I actually am enjoying, and in my opinion, that could have been something they could have really easily screwed up. But I think they did a great job on that. I guess we had lost Dave, so we just popped back in. There he is.
Oh, he's back.
One other thing I hear is that like the base building is kind of limited, and I kind of agree
I do
with
feel
that,
like it is. I agree with that.
Yeah, and again, I don't care because it does functionally what I wanted, right? I can set it up and put the people in there, and there's a mission where you need to do it, so whatever, I'm not going to spoil that, but so it works, right? But there's not a lot of variety, like aesthetically, yeah, exactly.
I agree.
It just doesn't feel like yours, right?
Yeah.
It's very like basically whatever you can see from the bases that are there. That are generated automatically. You basically have the same things that you can use, and you have to just generate based on that. It would have been kind of cool to be able to build your own stuff a little bit, but whatever. I like if that's something they can work on later, fine. There is also just the reality of something like that in real life. If you had to build it, it would probably be like this. Right?
It would, yeah.
It's just
You're
certain
absolutely
realities to it.
Yeah.
But I get it. Gamification, you want to personalize it a bit, like have different kinds of walls. I get it. I get that, right? But that is something that I hear that's a little bit like lacking. Again, I wouldn't ding it for that, but some people would, right? For some people, that's like a big deal. To me, I could care less, right? But
yeah. I'm more about the functionality of it, but it is kind of a neat thing to throw in some more of your personality. I remember like playing Skyrim and having the houses and doing all that stuff was actually a really enjoyable part of the game. So I mean the mods for specifically stuff like that. You're talking like the ships and the outposts are gonna be absolutely insane. We're already seeing a ton of builds right now for the ships. If I mean, Epic Treasure has put out stuff as well.
Yeah, the Star Destroyer. I know somebody saw that.
Yeah, the Star Destroyer. I am not making that. That thing is the amount of hours that I think you have to put into that one is a lot.
Hey, some people do those kind of things. I was playing Grounded with a friend of mine, and I don't know if you've played Grounded, but you basically can build out whatever you want, right? He actually went through and built out a Star Destroyer as a base.
Jesus.
It's got like the internal compartments and everything. Like what? So
God bless these
people. But hey, that's the thing. Like, and that's the kind of variety I think they're missing, right? Because you just do those kind of things. Like that would be kind of cool. But I also get it. This is kind of space exploration, and how are you actually realistically going to do that, right? But whatever.
Mm-hmm. The Hooded Canuck is asking, like say on Xbox Series 2000 or whatever the next Xbox is, because they're very good at naming stuff. We know, so it could be that. Do you think there will be another Starfield edition? Now, are you talking just like an upgraded edition on the next one, like 60 FPS, kind of like they did with like the other games? Or are you talking like a Destiny 2 situation? I'm thinking he's talking like just an upgraded edition. You guys
I would assume he means updated. Yeah, upgraded. I think.
That's what I think he's saying. Yeah.
I mean, you don't need to upgrade it because it already has the 4K assets, right? So I think the thing you would do is uncap the frame rate, right?
Right.
So,
Yes.
That's really all you really need to do, right? So,
Yeah. I mean, I guess they could do some stuff with textures, maybe, because like some of like Starfield like will look like the most beautiful game I've ever seen in one instance, and the next it's like, that NPC could use some like an eraser, I guess. I don't know. I guess some of them look great, and then you could tell like there's like the main NPCs that you talk to, they always look great, and then the ones that are like on the side that are all like the bug eyes, you know what I mean? So I don't know. I who knows?
Are you talking about this one?
That's one of
awesome.
them.
I love
awesome.
that.
Yeah, that's as soon as I saw it, I was like, why are we in Austin Powers and what are we doing?
Dude, I think I literally saw her and thought the same thing. So when you sent me that, I was laughing. I was like, I can't believe someone else thought of that too.
The thing is like I get it. You have resources. You have to separate them accordingly. But the fact that this was actually someone who was like a mission giver, like an actual key part of a certain mission, I was just like, as soon as I saw her, I was like, who broke off the broom handle and stuck the broom on top of this person's head? Like, what is going on? Like, it was rough, because almost everyone else I've run into, I'm always like, man, these character models are great. This one, I was like, man, someone
dropped the ball on this one.
Yeah, someone got paid
not
like
enough.
$5 or $10.
This is the intern's NPC.
yeah, that one was rough.
Man. Yeah. So consensus in this panel, everybody's like 90 or above. Like everyone just seemed to absolutely love this game, which is great. But there's nothing wrong if this game isn't for you. This is a very, very deep RPG. Pause. Like seriously, like something like this is a game. The game mechanics have game mechanics have game mechanics. It's like sub levels of shit. So I know there's a lot of people out there who get a little confused and stuff on what to even do sometimes. And listen, just like I did with Elden Ring, as an older gamer, I don't know what I'm doing all the time either. Guys, use the internet. There's nothing wrong with it. Like, look stuff up. So I'm telling you right now, a lot of times I have a much better experience when I look at someone else's build, or I look what someone else did. Like, how do I get better armor? How do I get better guns? And it sends me on a mission like the Mantis mission. Thanks internet. But don't be afraid to look stuff up. It's fine. You can play it your own way too, obviously, and put 200, 300 hours in this, but this game is not going anywhere. It's going to be DLC. The mods will be coming sometime starting next year that we know. This game is going to be around just like Skyrim was for 10 plus years, without a doubt in my mind. But on that note, I think we're going to call it. We went over the time. I said this was going to be a short episode, and I lied. Surprise. But I want to thank these guys for coming out. Hargeet, where can people find you, sir?
Well, my only place, I guess, is Discord, hchani on Discord, and then my gamer tag is hchani on Xbox as well. Part of Game On Daily, so gameondaily.com or youtube.com/gameondaily. And then RDX, which is Dealer Gaming's podcast every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Check that out. And then Boom's Double Barrel Gaming, Primetime Gaming podcast every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. So check that out.
So I'm starting a new podcast, Hargeet. You want to be on it? No, I'm just kidding. Jesus, you are everywhere, man. Like, it's too much. This guy doesn't need social media, clearly, because you can see him on YouTube.
All the time.
Like literally any day of the week.
Right.
So absolutely. Thank you for coming, Hargeet. We love you, brother.
Yeah,
always
very
great
grateful to have
opinions,
you
man.
on, sir. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks for having me.
100%. And Silent Cypher, thank you for helping me co-host this thing while Dave gets drunk and has a vacation. Appreciate you, brother. Thanks.
Talking about.
I don't know, me.
I'm always happy to accept the bat call. As soon as I see the sign up in the sky, I'm here, bud.
I appreciate it.
It's always
Right,
good to
can
come
they
hang out
find
with
you,
guys.
my friend? You're in a bunch of places as well. Let us know.
Yeah, I mean, in regards to where you can find me on Twitter, you can find me on TikTok. Find me all over the place as Silent Cypher. I've got some more content coming out to TikTok here in the next couple days. Always find me being an asshole on Twitter because, I mean, let's be honest. That's what it's there
Cypher,
for
you've been
at this
spicy
point.
lately. You've been kind of going after the ponies a little bit. Kind of enjoying it.
Dude,
you're almost making me want to do it a little bit.
It's so much fun. There's nothing more
So
fun
easy.
than dropping just like an incendiary post and
Yeah.
then sitting out on the deck and just drinking a beer while everyone loses their mind. It's pretty great. But no, in all seriousness, I appreciate everyone out there. Thank you so much for coming to hang out with us. Hargeet, thank you so much for coming to hang out with us. Thanks for listening to my shenanigans. Hopefully we can do this again soon.
Yeah.
And yeah, obviously you can find me on Wednesdays at Xbox International at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, usually when Hargeet is over there on Double Barrel Gamings with Boom as well. So, whether you catch us first or catch them first or whatever, I don't care. As long as you get the content and you enjoy the content, that's all that matters. And yeah, I mean, besides that, I'll see you guys out in the Starfield. It's going to be quite a week. I'm looking forward to getting some more time in. But yeah, RHETRI, Dave, thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely, man. Cypher says, Crispy Bomb says, Cypher, I have rubbed off on you, sir. Pause.
Ew.
I almost didn't say the pause. I was just going to leave it at that, but I'm like, no, I'll help him out
Crispy,
here.
I don't appreciate that. Apparently, according to some folks, according to Drawn TJ, we're actually brothers. Disregard Covert Reaper. I'm actually brothers with Crispy Bomb.
There you go.
There you go.
Dave, sir, joining us
Guys.
even though he's on a vacation. Tell
Oh,
us
yes, I
where
would
everyone
miss
can
this for the world.
find you.
You can find me right here on this YouTube channel.
Right there.
Yeah, and just so everybody knows, all the links and descriptions are below in the descriptions for everybody that's on here, including RHETRI and his wonderful channel, which you need to make sure you follow, because there are so many games coming in to Game Pass, and RHETRI covers every single one of them to let you know what's coming in and what's going out. And I know Hargeet listens to what's going out because he knows what he's got to finish up before it's gone. Am I right?
Yes.
You still do that? That's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome. But guys, everybody, thank you all so much. And RHETRI, fantastic job as always.
Thank you, sir.
Please hit the like button on the way out if you can. We're trying to get
Yes.
this up to
Hit
300
that like.
likes on the replay and stuff. So it helps us out tremendously. And RHETRI does have puppies to feed. No, I'm just kidding.
I have
Thanks,
puppies
guys.
to feed. Yes.
Think of
Thank you,
RHETRI.
guys. We appreciate the likes. We appreciate everyone coming out, everyone speaking their piece on the game, whether they liked it or they didn't like it. We appreciate and respect everyone's opinion here. Please hit the like on the way out, guys. And give us some comments too on the video as well afterwards. Everything helps with the algorithm. Obviously, you know that. I hate doing this sort of stuff. I hate whoring ourselves out, but we've been told we don't do it enough, so we got to do more of this.
No,
but
you don't.
yeah,
You
I
really
it
hate being a
little
whore?
You- well,
You
maybe
don't hate that. Come
this
on,
type
you
of
don't.
whore, not the other type of whore.
You
Oh,
stop at it.
My wife's shaking her head. Yeah, she knows what's up. All right, guys, I'm gonna leave it on that. Thank you so much for coming out. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you next time on the Gamers Council. Later.